Alright, hello everyone, my name is Jett Kraus. Just a little quick update. Now normally you would see the pre-race show first after that little countdown, but I just wanted to say something that Workman's World will be coming up right after I give this little announcement. The reason for that was because when we first recorded this on Saturday night, the race was supposed to take place on Sunday, and as a result we did not have enough time to do Workman's World. However, with the race being postponed to Thursday nights, we actually had time to do the show. So as a result, we just, instead of just trying to plug it into the pre-race show, which would not fit well, we're just going to do this right after my speech. So yeah, again, join us at 8 o'clock. We got DannyBTalks and Vargas joining on for the show. But for now, enjoy this edition of Workman's World from the Darlington Raceway.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Workman's World. Now, if you notice my car a little bit, just keeping it in the spirit of Throwback Week, because we based this whole segment off of Wally's World, I have decided to go with my version of the one, the only Wally's World State Farm car. About the best I could do, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. Hey, we're going to go a lap around here, Darlington, oldest racetrack on the circuit. Gonna dive down here to turn number 1, just off the gas a little bit, gonna drift up really close to that wall. Then you get up there, you're gonna try to diamond off this corner. It gets a little bumpy right there. Come down this great big back straightaway, gonna get on the brakes hard. Ooh, got a little bit loose right there on that dotted white line, but you want to hold on the bottom right there. We'll say that's a little bit more forgiving in this game than previous games. If you get on that white line in previous games, your car would just want to spin right out. But since that point, guys are going to be getting a little bit antsy on that white line right there. And how guys are going to be making passes here, it's going to be a lot of give and take. So if you're going to see your side-by-side pass, will probably be in this corner just because it is a little bit more even. A little bit more wild quarter, but right here, if guys are side by side coming down this straightaway, guys are gonna have to give before they get to right here. Because you see guys when they're low and drift up high a little bit, and this racetrack, it's seen its fair share of tempers and people getting into it and whatnot. I mean, hey, we've seen Kurt Busch and Ryan Newman get into it once here before, and we can't ever forget this point right here coming off turn 4. 2003, the greatest finish in NASCAR history, in my opinion. Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch battling to the line. Gonna be a fun one, guys. Oh, another thing real quick. Another thing different about this track is the pit road entry. Pit road entry can make or break you here. So you see guys got a little loose, but you want to come up top, come all the way down, slow down. Just like that. Gonna be a fun race, fun weekend, fun throwback theme. See how these guys do.
In an era that is all about the future and innovation, tonight we take a step back and celebrate the past as we present a special edition of CORE Racing, the KL Customs Throwback 200, live from Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the On MDK Crew Show. I'm your host, Jett Kraus, and joining with me, as always, is the 2019 Summer Showdown champion from Iowa Speedway. It is Cody Workman. Throwback weekend at Darlington under the lights. How are you tonight, my friend?
My friend, I am so pumped about this weekend that, you know, we are so pumped about this weekend that this is the third time that we're recording this pre-race show. Because we love it so much. No, I know. I thought about it, about not saying it, but you know what? We love it so much. We just wanted to get this pre-race show perfect that this is our third time recording this. So, for all you fans out there, we are so determined to give you guys the best show possible that we went through a recording once, we went through a recording twice, and we were like, you know what? We need to do it a third time. So here we are, Jett. Throwback weekend at Darlington, the most iconic racetrack in all of NASCAR, in my opinion, because of the legends who have raced here, the cars who have been here on track, and might I add, the greatest NASCAR finish of all time between Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven.
Yeah. I can tell you're excited. All right, I might as well explain for you since, he basically threw him under the bus. This is the third time we are recording this. The first time we recorded on Saturday, I think at around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. For some reason, my recording software, which records Cody's point of view, was just a green screen, as you can see right here. Just green. No idea why. Okay, fine. So we had to wait till Cody finishes his Carnation Cup from Talladega. By the way, finished in 3rd place. Nice job. So then we started recording then at around 11:30. Finish everything. I then realized that I didn't hit the recording button for Cody's point of view.
Because you were too busy making fun of my headphone jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept on saying hello. It was saying if I could hear him, I was like, dude, I can't hear you. And the reason why is because he didn't have his headphone jack plugged in.
Yeah.
And so I made fun of him for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, karma.
Okay.
So now this is the third time at 12:20. Yeah, 12:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
the morning for you, it's still evening for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose so much sleep in this. Okay, enough of the excuses. Let's just move on to the standings from Thursday at Indianapolis. Joey So went to victory lane for the 4th time in the past 5 races in the Core League, and he is just 1 step closer from taking over the points lead. He's now just 16 points behind points leader Brian Pasternak. 3rd place is Davin Cornelius, who drops to 3rd from his 9th place finish at Indy. 4th place is Brendan Littell from his 3rd place finish. 5th is Trey Normal. 6th is Joseph Lombard, who gains 3 spots, the biggest mover from the last race. 7th place is Michael Costa Jr. 8th is Darren Gilliam. 9th is Cody Hicken. 10th is Rusty Walrus. 11th is Jake Baskinger. 12th is Michael Marutz. 13th is Ed Soundhead. 14th is Diego Alvarado, who gains a spot. 15th is Ray Jacobs. And rounding out the field is Ryan Labonte. So, Cody, after this race, I believe there's only 7 or 8 races remaining in this championship. We know the big 3, they're going to have a say in this, but do you feel like, is there any other drivers, like maybe Brendan Littell or Joseph Lombard, that might have a shot at having an opportunity of taking over or at least being in contention for this championship?
Well, with 7 races, including left in the season, including Darlington tonight, there's still plenty of points to be gained, plenty of points to be lost. However, I'd say mathematically, like Brendan Littell, he could get it done, but just based off of how this entire season has been going, like how well Pasternak, how well Sloppy Joe, how well DriveThrough have been doing this entire season, literally at a minimum, 2 of those 3 have always been up front, leading races, collecting points, and collecting wins. Unless something drastically changes, your champions, I believe, is going to be one of those top 3. Even though Littell, he has turned it on a lot during these past few weeks, having great runs at Michigan, Watkins Glen, Bristol, and last week at Indianapolis, he's still not finishing in front of those guys. So if you're not finishing in front of those guys, you're not gaining points. So even though I say that he is one of the only people, like mathematically, that still has a shot at the championship, realistically, I don't know if he can pull it off. So that's why I think your champion will be either What If, Sloppy Joe, or DriveThrough.
All right, and the reason why that Brendan and Joseph Lombard, they gained so much ground on at least the points leader, Brendan Littell, moves up to 4th place, is because of what happened at Indy. Brendan Littell, well, first of all, before we get into the results, let's take a look at what the reason why Brendan gained so much points. The reason why is that originally he finished 4th. But due to this incident took place on the final lap between Darren Gilliam and Brendan Littell, where Darren body slams Littell, forced him into the inside wall that caused Littell to spin right in front of Brian Pasternak, who flipped in the air as they crossed the start finish line. Now, CORE League officials, Darren was originally credited with the third place run, but CORE League officials decided that he would be suffering a 3-second time penalty. Now that this is the rule that the CORE is going to be going towards from now on whenever incidents like this happen towards the start finish line, to instead of having what you saw in seasons past where they would suspend the driver or dock driver points. This time they're just going to give them a time penalty like you see in F1. So here are the top 10 results from Indianapolis. Joey Stone and Joseph Lombard first and second, that's set in stone. Brendan Littell is now third. Fourth place is Brian Pasternak. Fifth is Cody Hicken. Sixth is Jake Baskinger. Seventh is Diego Alvarado. Eighth is Darren Gilliam. So he lost a ton of ground to try and march his way towards to getting at least a better spot in the championship. Ninth is Davin Cornelius, and rounding out the field is Rusty Walrus. So, alright, so, and as a result of that incident, Cody, I noticed that you have something to say about Darren's actions. So, for now, Cody, the floor is yours.
You bet I do, Jett. You see the difference in this crying towel, Jett? That's because when I'm giving this towel to Darren, his move was so dirty, it put a stain in my white towel, so I gotta get a new one. Darren! What are you doing, Darren? Brendan Littell is doing all he can in a points battle. He is personally, in my mind, the only person that has a chance of tracking down the big three right now in this championship. And you gotta door him into the inside pit wall? Come on, dude. We were having such a great race. Hey, there was a long green flag run there in stage 3, but, had a Costin come out late. We had a couple green and white checkers. We see Sloppy Joe getting to the line, and then Joseph Lombard getting second. And I was keeping an eye on this battle while Joseph and Joey were crossing the line. Littell and Darren just going at it door to door. And then we get to there, and then Darren just decides to turn left. It's just ridiculous, Jett. It's ridiculous. It's just terrible, Jett. But thankfully, with the penalty, Littell did get the third place spot, so I'm happy that. But Darren, you dirty, dirty man. Putting a stain on my towel, trying to take out a guy trying to work out of my points. Way too much, Darren.
Well, in Darren's defense, he did point out that he was trying to side draft Brendan. Your reaction to that?
Side draft?
Yeah.
Side draft?
Yeah.
Darren, you think that's side draft? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take another drafting 101 course with Professor Workman. Here is how side drafting works. God. The lead car is in the front going like this. The trail car is like this. As they are racing next to each other, trail car puts his nose about dead even just in front of the other spoiler. When his nose is here, the spoiler is right here. That dumps all of the air onto that spoiler. It pulls this guy back while this guy goes forward. That is how chat right now. F's in the chat. I'm not giving F. The chat's going to give him. So chat right now, F's in the chat.
F's in the chat.
The crying towel for the week. The special crying towel because he freaking put a stain in it.
Wow.
That's all I got to say.
An F for Darren on drafting and a special crying towel, a stained crying towel for how dirty that move was. I think that's a first. That's a first, right?
Dirty.
Dirty. All right, well, let's move on. Let's try to get everything back in order here. Let's move on out to your Power 5 from last week at Indianapolis. Who do you have as your top 5 drivers heading into tonight at Darlington?
I think we all know who number 1 is. Sloppy Joe has won now 4 of the last 5 regular season races. And by regular season, just regular exhibition races. I know we had the All-Star break in between there, and he won that. So you could say 5 of the last 6 events, but he has won 4 of the last 5 points-paying events. So the guy is on absolute rails right now. It doesn't look like anyone's going to stop him, except the guy who is number 2 in rankings, that being WhatiFRacing Brian Pasternak. He got that win at Watkins Glen, and he had great speed last week per usual at Indianapolis. However, we saw in the race there where DriveThrough had a terrible mistake getting on the pit road, and he backed up everybody. He backed up himself. What if? He was basically a little wall keeping everybody from going on the pit road to that point. So
yeah, that's true.
between blocking Cody H, between blocking, I don't know if he blocked Jaeger or not, but he blocked What If and about 2 or 3 other drivers. And then he was having to rally back from that in the green-white checkers. And then a very, very, very uncharacteristic mistake by Brian where he gets on the apron in turn 1 on one of those overtime restarts and just spins the car out, and he tried to rebound. He got a 4th place finish, but we saw him with that 4th place, just how much points Slappy made up on him in the points there, from about 22, 24 points back, now only back to about 16 points. Now to number 3. And I know some people may disagree with it, but I have Brendan Littell as number 3. And here's why I have him over DriveThrough. He's been able to have a really good set of races the past few weeks. Like he had a top 3 run at Michigan. He was one of the only people that could keep up with Sloppy at Bristol before he made a mistake, but he still finished in the top 5 there. He had a decent car at Watkins Glen, and he was able to get that 3rd place finish last week at Indy, also having some speed there as well. He just didn't luck into a top 3 there. So even though like he is just barely there from getting a win, in my opinion, you just got to do a few things personally to try to put a full race together, but he's making a strong run. Number 4 is DriveThrough. Wow. This guy, he was on fire early in the season. At least like the first half of the season, I thought he did extremely well, where he went back-to-back winning Homestead and Canadian Tire, as well as some good runs at Richmond and Martinsville. But since that point, it's been a totally different story. He was towards the back and making a bunch of uncharacteristic mistakes at Watkins Glen, which is supposed to be one of his best tracks, with him being such a really good road course racer. And then at Indy, making mistakes and that pit road entry mistake, as well as a pit road entry mistake at Michigan. So it's been a total 180 for DriveThrough these past several races. So if he wants to get back in this championship hunt, he has got to turn a bunch of things around. So that's him. And then number 5, had to side a little bit on this one, but because of how great of a job that he did last week at Indianapolis, driving through the field twice and coming back to finish 2nd after getting involved in incidents of which no caution came out, I have Joseph Lombard there. I don't say he's really in contention for this championship at this point in the season with just how far back he is, but because of his strong runs, and he made up a decent amount of positions-wise in the point standings after his run last week, and as well as some speed as well from the past couple of weeks, even though he didn't have the greatest finishes. I have him there at number 5.
All right, and with Littell and Lombard, those two have certainly been not on a tear, but just been slowly working their way up, not only in the point standings, but also in your Power 5 list. So now let's move on to the race analysis for tonight's KL Customs Throwback 200 at Darlington. For some reason, I always want to say KLM, like the plane, which you have mocked me about.
We aren't sponsored by that airline. We are not. I know we are here. We are a nice big league, but we're not big enough in the business to have an international airline sponsor us yet.
Are they even still in business? I don't even know if they still exist. All right, well,
I thought they are.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's too many airlines. All right, moving on. Let's look at the race analysis. Stage 1, Stage 2, 49 laps apiece. Stage 3 is 86 laps, with the pit window being around 34 to 36 laps. So this track has been known to be a racetrack that you cannot really race your competitors. You have to race the racetrack to avoid getting that Darlington stripe, or you kind of have to use that wall in order to try and get an advantage on your competition. But with that in mind, Cody, what do you expect to happen in tonight's race?
Well, just like you said, racing the racetrack, not necessarily the other competitors. I mean, how you make passes here, the majority of the time when you make a pass on somebody, it's because someone in front of you makes a little bit of a mistake. That means either getting a Darlington stripe,
and getting by them when they're in the wall, or if they get a little bit loose on exit, or if they overdrive the corner a little bit on entry, and if you're there to capitalize on it. A lot of times, if you see guys side by side, door to door, going into turn 3, or especially turn 1, just because of how narrow that turn is, one of those guys will have to lift to get the other guy positioned so they don't end up both wrecking. But as far as this race itself, I personally believe it is one of, if not the most grueling races, not just on the car, but mentally as well. I mean, you think about the NASCAR Cup Series, how their longest race that they have is the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. That's 600 miles, that's 400 laps. But here at Darlington and their race, it's like 350, 360 laps, something like that. And they have 500 miles there, and just like the actual characteristics of the track itself and how long it takes to get around it, even though it is just sort of 1.5 miles, like 1.36, something like that, you're turning more laps around there, and the track is a little bit slower to get around itself. So you're turning a lot more laps there over a significant amount of time. So this is one of the longest races that we will have this season in the Core League. So it's going to be a test on not just the cars, but on them mentally and emotionally as well.
All right, and with that, we now move on to our last segment of this pre-race show, picks to win. Cody, floor is yours. Who do you have taking home the Lady in Black tonight?
I know this was probably, the easy guy to pick, and I feel like I can pick him just because I haven't really been picking him in these picks, but it's not just because he has won 4 of the last 5 events, Sloppy Joe and the number 8 Chevrolet. It's because, like I just said, that this racetrack is such a driver's racetrack, and between all the characteristics of, having to hit your lines perfectly, not making mistakes, being able to capitalize on others' mistakes, I just feel like with Sloppy's driving style that he does a really good job of staying consistent and pouncing on other people's mistakes. And I know he is aggressive, but, I think, just because of how this racetrack is and how you have to race others, that he could turn that back just a little bit and get the win here tonight.
All right, well, the driver that I have winning hails from California. Now, originally, I said it would be the 22 car Brennan Littell. However, this time I was thinking about it, and I decided to go with his good friend, much older friend, the 82 car of Joseph Lombard. He gained 3 spots from his second place finish at Indianapolis on Thursday. I believe now up to 6 in the standings. And one thing I've noticed about with Joseph is that as of late, he has been able to keep up with Joey Stone and the Big Three. He may not be able to overtake them or pass them and dominate and go out there and hold the lead on for quite some time, but he's been able to keep up with them. And he has been a driver to be but to be aggressive at the right time. And I feel like with this racetrack, it's going to test your patience. And I think Joseph, he has worked on that to not force the issue so early on in the race. And with that reason, I feel like if everything goes smoothly, we could possibly see the 82 car of Joseph Lombard going to victory lane here later tonight. But ultimately, also, think about maybe the 00 car, Michael Cosi Jr. If he's racing tonight, we know how good he is at conserving tires, and Darlington just eats up those tires. He could also have a run if he does compete here tonight.
And another thing I just want to add on that too is that Michael Cosi Jr. He is someone who participated in a number of stints in the iRacing 24-hour race at Daytona. So you got to think, if he is racing tonight, he has just gotten over doing several stints for driving for several hours in an iRacing 24-hour race at Daytona, and now he's going to possibly, if he is racing tonight, driving at one of, if not the most toughest track here on this game in all of NASCAR. If he's racing here tonight, and like I said, we don't know this right now if he is or not, but if he is, major props and respect to that guy. to be able to go through that race, and if he is running here tonight, racing here tonight.
Also, they went DriveThrough also. He was also competing in the 24 hours iRacing. I know he blew an engine at some point during the race. I'm pretty sure they got back on the racetrack.
Oh yeah, true.
So hey, also him. He's also, if he's racing tonight, he's also gonna feel the effects of trying to stay up at a track that is very difficult and you need 110% to focus on the racetrack to make sure you keep your car clean, don't hit the wall, and also don't hit your competitors. But that will conclude this episode of the Core on MDK Pre-Race Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to Cody Workman for joining us. I can't wait to get ready to go racing under the lights at Darlington. Cody, any last words?
Because it is throwback weekend, throwing it back to my favorite pair of commentators. We are going to reach up there, pull those belts tight one more time, and we are going to say, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Let's go racing, boys. All right, well, if so, let's do that during the race broadcast. Let's save that for the race broadcast to pay tribute to DW for his retirement. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the Core on MDK Pre-Race Show. For Cody Workman, my name is Jett Kraus. And yes, let's get set ready for the KL Customs Throwback 200 from the Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Alright, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the broadcast booth for tonight's KL Customs Throwback 250 from the Darlington Raceway. Now, usually I have Cody Workman on with me to help call the race. However, he's off doing prior commitments. So I decided to get two people on this show. One, DannyBTalks, who competed in the Core League last season, and he's probably going to compete in this season as well. And the other one is Xfinity Series winner, or driver, I should say. And he was so good in the Bristol race, we decided to bring him back again. So welcome DannyBTalks and Ryan Vargas to the pre-race show. What's up, guys?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I had a lot of fun at Bristol. It's going to be really fun to watch all this racing going on. A lot of heavy hitters in this field. I even got my buddy Diego who raced in the Pro League. This is going to be intense.
Right. Oh yeah, it's gonna be very, very intense. It's gonna be a lot of guys gonna have to be holding onto their car for all night, and I think we could see some issues going on in this race.
All right, let's take a look now at the entry list for tonight's race. We have 14 to 12 drivers competing here in the Core League. So Michael Costa Jr., the 00 car with that silver bullet paint scheme. And then on the one car is Brian Pasternak repping, I believe that's the late 90s red Camaro driven by Kurt Busch. Row 2, or page 2 I should say, Ed Soundhead. Now he is on this list, but he will not be competing in tonight's race. Joey Stone in the A car with the old version of the Caterpillar car. Page 3 has Brendan Littell, and I believe that's the Joe Logano 2010-2009 throwback. And Darren Gilliam in the 25 with the John Deere, as he likes to say it, Toyota car. Page 4 has Cody Hicken in the Davey Allison 1992 Havoline car. And Jake Baskinger with the 38 car throwback to, I believe, David Pearson, driven by David Reagan at the time. Page 5 has Diego Alvarado with the Adam Petty late 90s colors, the Victory Junction Gang 43 car. And Michael Maruz with the 48 Ally car, throwback to Johnson's truck days, or his off-road days, I should say. Row 6 has Rusty Walrus at the 59 car. This is a throwback to Jeff Byrne in the Excite car in the late 90s. And Davin Cornelius with the very famous number 77 Days of Thunder City Chevrolet car in the 77 Ford. And finally, Joseph Lombard in the 82 car, throwback to Mark Trix Jr. in 2013. And finally, what incarnation? He is in this list, but he will not be competing in this race, unfortunately. So, with that, guys, what do you think is going to happen in tonight's race?
I think you're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding. These guys are going to be sending it very, very hard into the corners. They're going to be pulling some crazy sliders. You know, the top side is preferred here, but, you know, if you have to set up that pass on the inside, you're going to get aggressive. You may even doot someone out of the way to make position. My pick tonight is Diego Alvarado.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to pass here now. I took a few laps around an Xfinity car before this broadcast started, and this track is very tricky. Each side is very much different than the other. You have to think a different way going to turns 1 and 2. Turns 3 and 4, you can carry a lot more momentum, but you got to brake early going into turns 1. It's going to be pretty interesting, hard to pass. But my pick for tonight is going to be Rusty Walrus getting a win.
Ooh, Rusty, wow. All right, well, I believe qualifying should be starting up in a bit. And Ryan, don't know if you can see the broadcast now, but you're all glitchy and stuff.
Oh boy, that is a mess. Oh, gee. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll figure that out. Yeah, we are struggling here. I'm trapped in a Pac-Man machine, but it's okay.
We should say thank you to people at NASCAR Heat for helping us get the word out about tonight's race. I think this quite possibly, outside of Daytona, could be the biggest race of the year. I mean, there was so much hype around this event. A lot of drivers coming into this race, 12, which I think is the most in a while since we've had more than 10 cars in a race. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens here tonight. All right. So right now, qualifying is about to take place. I guess I should say this while we cut time, as my God, Ryan, you are a mess still.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
How is it for me?
You're good,
Danny's
Danny.
coming in good.
You're good, Danny. It's just Ryan's messed up. You know what, Ryan? I am
all over the place.
I have to do this. I'm gonna put you out for a bit.
Yeah, go
until we
ahead.
get this.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, sorry, I have to. So now it's just me and Danny, but Ryan's here in spirit. I guess I should say, what are your guys' favorite scheme from those 12 drivers? I guess 14 if you want to include Carnation and Soundhead.
Well, even though Carnation isn't running, I do love that Terry Labonte throwback he was going to do.
All right, Ryan?
Yeah, big pick here this weekend is Diego Alvarado. He has a lot of experience now with the NASCAR E Heat Pro League. I'm really excited to see what he can do here tonight.
Is he your favorite scheme?
I would say his scheme is pretty fire. I love the Adam Petty pick.
I'd have to go with your pick, Danny, to win Rusty. I like that Excite car with the pink and black. Or I guess purplish and black. I do like that. All right. Let's kill some time right now. Let's do hashtag AskCoreBooth. We haven't done this in a while, but basically just ask us any questions with the hashtag AskCoreBooth, and we'll answer them to kill some time before we actually get ready to go racing. So, yeah, just, again, hashtag AskCoreBooth, and fire away.
My favorite beans, I love pinto beans. You could put those things, you could dip them with tortilla chips. You can put them in rice. You could put them in your burrito. You could put them in your taco. It is.
What is that for a question? Okay, Danny.
Huh.
What's your favorite beans?
What's your favorite bean?
Bush's baked beans. They support NASCAR.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I agree with that. Bush's beans. I don't even know what type of beans I eat, but I'll go with that. Next one from Cito Brown. He says, how many drivers will get the Darlington stripe?
All of them.
Every single one of them will bang the fence at least 20 times tonight.
Trust me, in this game, you can't help it. And in fact, sometimes it might be best that you do that.
And that's going to be the thing. The ball here is your friend. You're going to use that to turn your car, whether it's in real life or in the game.
Yeah.
Just if you're going to hit it, though, hit it when you're kind of going into the turn, not when you're like halfway through it, because then it's going to hurt.
Yeah, and we should be lucky that this game has damage off, or else we'd be having a lot of issues with these drivers. Okay, let's see. Next one is from Mark Silias. Sorry if I butchered that name. TMG13, he says, is this is for Ryan. I don't know if you raced at Darlington, but if so, is it a tough track to race at in real life? Or is it
So I've never raced at Darlington personally. One thing that I do know from hearing from other drivers is it's very technical and it's very intimidating. You have to drive it into the corners super hard and super deep. And also, you got to think about it too. It's physically painful on these drivers in real life. They're going into the corner. They're racing super hard for 500 miles in real life. And they have that right side window that doesn't let any air in. It's a brutal race. And these drivers, they'll lose several pounds of water weight in just one race just because of how hot and how brutal it gets inside those race cars.
All right. This question comes from he says, what is the championship 3 so far? Now, we know the big 3 is Joey Stone, WhatiFRacing, and I guess you can also throw in DriveThrough. But do you have a driver that is not one of those big 3 that you think can challenge those drivers? Maybe not even for a championship or for a race win here tonight.
My underdog pick, and it's almost weird calling him an underdog because I've raced heat with him. Joseph Lombard. Joseph Lombard is consistently good. Bristol, the last race I was a part of, he had a struggle there, was involved in nearly every incident.
Yeah.
But every time I've raced with him, every time I've watched him race, he's been competitive. If the cars fall in his favor, we could see him get a win tonight.
Again, I already picked him to win tonight's race. Rusty Waller, what he prides his YouTube channel on is doing NASCAR heat streams mostly. The man is constantly logging laps. I don't see why he couldn't go out and get it done tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Though with Joseph, I had him to win. He's been the type of driver. If everything goes his way, he's gonna be there up front. At Indianapolis,
Definitely.
He proved it. Nothing bad happened to him, and he was up there for the lead. He wasn't able to take the lead from Joey, and if so, for a short while, but he was there. So, if everything goes right, I have Joseph, maybe not to win the championship, but to at least win here tonight. All right. Next up is, I guess Carnation. He says, "Who will get hit by bad luck tonight?"
Everyone.
Ooh.
Everyone.
I feel that's a good way to put it. Everyone's gonna have some type of issue, and it's kind of funny to say that, but I feel like in some sort of way you're gonna see some craziness happen. Because remember, they're gonna be using that wall a lot, and if you hit that wall at the wrong angle, it'll turn you around.
Yep.
It's very treacherous out there, and it's gonna be an intense race. You may see someone who's leading the race or someone who's running dead get turned by themselves.
All right, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking the exact same as Ryan here. You just don't know. Everyone's going to have, at some point in this race, an issue. But it just depends on how you want to say the term, case of bad luck. Your bad luck could be you just slapped the wall a few times. Or your bad luck could be you slapped the wall, it stops you, you spin around, and then you just lost like 5 positions by doing that. It's just a matter of who and when, really.
Yeah. One driver that I think is gonna do poorly is DriveThrough. Yeah. Before we had like a little chat about him and how he's gonna do well in the race, and he says like he's not looking forward to it, or like along the lines of he's gonna suck. But
Wow.
But hey, who knows? Crazy things have happened here. I mean, go back to Homestead. No one thought DriveThrough would even have a shot at it, and he goes out and wins the thing. So anything can happen in the Core League. Let's say
Actually, Darlington.
yeah. Let's say the Jackhammer 92. What about pit stops? Bad or good for drivers? I'm guessing good for drivers to pit. I guess I should say. Do you see drivers might have the opportunity to maybe go for 2 or for fuel, or do you think it's going to be 4 stops all the way?
I think it's going to be 4 all the way. This track is very brutal on tires in real life, and I can only imagine that they make it that way in the game.
Yeah, as many races as I've drove kind of on my own at Darlington, you need tires in this game. You're going to need to have 4 tires every stop.
All right. Let's see. Okay, this one's an interesting one. TNT Motorsports Network says, what drivers will be dirt tracking around the corners and who will be able to handle it best?
I already know this answer, and that is Joey Stone. He's been absolutely dominant during the middle stretch of this series. Watching him put on an absolute clinic at Bristol while every driver was fighting with their race car, he looked the smoothest, and he was using a controller. Everyone remembers that iconic video he put out. It's almost impressive watching him drive these race cars, and he makes it look effortless. So he's going to be sliding it around, but he's going to make it look like it's on purpose.
Yeah, I'll agree with Joey as well. But I could also see someone like Darren Gilliam getting a good run if it's a little bit loose. He usually runs good on a loose race car.
As long as he doesn't wreck anybody, he should be good. Doesn't want to have another issue like at Indy and have Workman give him the dirty towel, special dirty towel. Let's see. Okay, guys. I mean, do you want to answer like questions that are not like racing related? Because there's a good amount of them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Let's meme it up.
All right, fair enough. Matthews Gaming. This one's for you, Danny. Thoughts on the Titans' loss to the Chiefs?
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
At least
Well,
y'all made it to the playoffs.
As you can see, I've clearly moved on to the next football series, XFL. So,
yeah, my Dolphins are dead. Go Vipers, XFL. I don't know, Ryan. Ryan, do you have like any thoughts about it, or you just didn't care?
I have not watched a single football game. I've been rewatching the entire 2009 nationwide season. So
that was a good season.
If you want to know what I've been doing, I've been doing that.
That was a good season.
It is a good season. All right. Let's see. Luxury Luke 3139. Are you guys ready for the Rolex 24? I think that's next Sunday or Saturday.
Yes, I've been ready for so long. I think I'm going to a watch party. We're going to try to watch as much of it as we can. So I've always liked the 24. It's one of my favorites to watch. So really excited to watch it. Excited to see what Kyle Busch can do in that race car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be following it a little bit, just not as probably actively as you, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right. Qualifying has just wrapped up, so we're going to read out the results. On pole, Brian Pasternak. Second place is Michael Marutz. Third is Joseph Lombard. Fourth is doesn't show it here, but fifth is Joey Stone. Sixth is Winvow. Seventh is Diego. Eighth is Brendan Littell. Ninth also doesn't show it here, but 10th is Cody H Gaming. 11th is DriveThrough. Wow, 11th place, and 12th is Jake Baskinger. 11th place run. Dang.
One thing I want to point out, my underdog pick, Joe Lombard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I think I got distracted. Where was Rusty Walrus starting at again?
It doesn't say, but I'm guessing maybe 9th. I think, I'm not sure. It doesn't show it on one of the streams. All right, so we got the invites. Danny, do you got the invite?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I'm just giving it time. I don't want to get in there and be one of the cars racing.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna be our guy that just goes around making sure everything's in check.
I'm literally just watching the stream on my right. I do not have a PS4, so if someone wants to donate to give Ryan a PS4 fund, please hit my DMs. As we're getting ready here at Darlington, what are your guys' expectations for this race?
I don't know, Danny, you start with you.
I'm expecting a lot of guys to be running a tight setup, just because it's easier to get through these turns better. Now, that could play into effect into their long run strategies, but we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, so Brian Pasternak on the inside, Michael Marutz, second place on the outside. Green flags in the air. We're underway under the lights at Darlington. Off turn 4 to lead the first lap will be the one car of Brian Pasternak. Second place is Lombard, and third is the 8 car Joey Stone as Marutz falls back to 4th.
The biggest key of this race that I've seen so far is not hitting the wall as much. Everyone who has hit the wall fell back. The only two that didn't that first lap were Joe Lombard and your leader. So that's where you were going to see the biggest change in this race.
Absolutely, that's the key. Just don't hit that wall as they come down the straightaway.
All right.
You see it right now. They're all starting to really just get in line and start forming up.
Yeah, as Ryan said, this is just a long race. You just want to take care of your car early on in this part of the race. It's okay to run single file for a little while. You'll have plenty of time to compete as we get later on tonight.
And that's what we're going to see a lot of here in this race, single file racing. Try not to push the car too hard. There's going to be very, very fierce once the later stage of this race goes on. But as of right now, we're just going to relax and see how this race plays out.
Oh, guys, we've got a battle for the lead going on here. Sloppy Joe has caught up to the 1.
Yeah, one car of Brian Pasternak has a bit of company. The 8 car Joey Stone. These two drivers have been battling each other all season long. Wherever the 1 car is, the 8 car is right behind him, or vice versa.
And you see right there, Joey Stone had a really good run out of turn number 3 and 4. Really just kind of waiting in the reeds of that one car, trying to size him up, set him up for a pass.
So for right now, it's a bit strung out here. We'll driver way off the racetrack. Was that the 00 car of Winval, running that silver bullet car.
Joe can get right up his bumper. He starts to peek out when he comes off the turn. And he just can't commit to making that pass.
You see, he's really just kind of, like you mentioned, Danny, he's getting to his bumper, has to lift and try to get that better drive off. That's going to be the key here, is getting that drive off. These straightaways are very
He's trying to do it. He's trying to do it.
All over the back bumper. Here it comes Joey to the inside, entering 3.
He peeks to his quarter panel. Doesn't seem like he can get there, though.
He's close. He just can't carry that momentum off. Maybe he can do it this time. Oh, no, back to the bumper.
It's so hard to run that bottom here at Darlington. That top side prevails every single time. That's running where the grip is.
That's where the grip is at.
That's where the grip is. That's where the momentum is at as well. Joey Stone trying to make what he can happen, but it just seems to be not working.
Just don't abuse your stuff, Joey. You got time.
You got time though, but remember, there is a stage at the end of these races, so he can go all out if he wants to. Ryan, Danny, my question to you is, well, where should Joey try to attempt a pass?
I think Joey should wait. That's what I say. If Joey has a faster car, he already knows what he has. Save your stuff, prepare for the end of the stage, and capitalize on that so that when pit stops come around, you have the better option as the one car scrapes the wall.
And the 00 car of Michael Costa Jr. hits the inside wall off 2, keeps it going, no caution. No break for him. You want back up?
That's one thing. That's one tough thing about this. There's no caution right there, so he's going to lose a lot of track position, and that's only going to hurt his case.
And he continues to have problems. He keeps going to the apron.
Yeah, he's just struggling out there trying to find that grip. As we're back with the one car, what if? He seems to have pulled away from that gap a little bit. Maybe it looks like Joey Stone is finally starting to relax a little bit, right behind him, save his stuff.
I mean, I don't know, Ryan. We've seen Joey and how aggressive he's been all season long. Do you think he's probably just maybe taking a second back, regroup himself, and then try to find a plan to get by him?
I 100% believe so. There's a lot of times, even when I'm racing, you get to a guy, you try to push it and try to heat all your stuff up, and you end up just hurting yourself. Sometimes it's best to back off, size him back up, and set him up for a pass.
Yeah, Joe just went way down coming off that turn.
And that's a trouble spot we should have talked about in the show, was off the corner, specifically off of turn 2. We've seen a good amount of drivers get loose and lose themselves. We saw it right there with the 00 car of Michael a few laps ago, get loose off the corner and hit the inside wall. It reminds me a lot of Bristol, Ryan, when you were there with us. Drivers just getting loose off the corner. That's going to be a big thing your drivers going to have to watch out for in this race.
We talked in the pre-race about drivers dirt tracking it. Joey Stone, my prediction to be the driver who's dirt tracking it, he was dead sideways coming out of that corner. So it's going to be interesting to see how he manages that.
Well, guys, he lost a lot of ground when he had that issue, but he has gained right back up to the bumper. This 8 car is looking like he's faster. He just cannot complete that pass.
We talk about it. He has to get that drive off the corner. It doesn't matter what you do in the center because whoever's on the top is going to prevail. He just needs to set it up, get to his door.
Here he goes. He's trying for it.
Here
it is.
Joey to the inside on the left rear corner panel. Not going to do it.
Back to the bumper. He cuts him off.
I'm just going to say it. You have to be at least to the driver's door to set up a pass going into the corner. Other than that, you might as well just back up and get in line.
Quite the battle we've got brewing here between the 1 and the 8 car.
Currently right now, let's take a look now at how many laps are remaining there. I think lap 15 is about to be once they cross the start-finish line here of stage 1. And we got a bit of a breakaway, 1 and 2 with Stone and Pasternak, and then you've got a battle here for 3rd place. We can get to that.
I can easily tell you this right now. Joey is the fastest car on the racetrack. He's trying to set him up, but it seems like it's more of an issue of just how he can get it set up. We talk about it. You have to get that drive off the corner, and it seems like that's what Joey's kind of struggling with. That, or he may just be playing, like I said earlier, a little bit of a conservative game.
We've also got an intense battle going on here for 5th place between Walrus and Gilliam.
Yeah, a lot of side-by-side racing there. They're really pushing it. They're trying to get as much track position as they can. Remember, there is that stage at the end of this, at the end of a couple laps here, so they're trying to get all they can.
Right now we have still at least more than 30 or so laps remaining stage 1. It looks like for the lead. Oh, contact!
Inside. He's taking it all the way down, bringing it back up.
Side by side entering 3. Stone on the bottom. Pasternak up top.
I think he can get him this time. He's
out his door.
On his side. He's on his side now.
Ooh, oh, contact again!
The one into the wall.
And
Big contact out of turn number 4. Who's going to make it?
And that's going to give the 8 car of Stone the lead and much more ground than what Pasternak had on Stone. It looked like Pasternak just got loose off the corner and just sideswiped him.
Remember, like I said, Joey was saving his stuff. Pasternak was all sorts of sideways, out of control coming out of turn number 2 earlier, and about lost it out of turn number 4. That was what I was talking about. Joey had a very good drive off, maintained his stuff, and now he's pulled off to almost a 10-car length lead.
That's exactly what Joe needed. He's been able to now get out into the lead, and he's pulling away at this point. He was looking like he was faster as much as he could get up to that car. But just that's the way the racing is. This track is such a narrow track. You don't have a lot of room in the straightaways until it's very narrow in that banked turn again. So when you get in that situation where you're side by side, you're going to peg pass. You better do it quick or you're probably going to touch each other.
We just missed it on our stream, but I'm watching Darian's stream. He just got way sideways out of turn number 2. And like we said, that's going to be the big trouble spot. Getting that drive off the corner. Darian, it seems like that battle is really just dissolved. Everyone's just kind of riding at this point. We saw someone get in the wall off of turn number 4 earlier. And that, like I said earlier, that's going to be the key. Who can keep it off the wall and keep their momentum?
And it looks like the tires are starting to get to these drivers because, as you said, more spread out field. And we still have a good handful of laps remaining here in stage 1. Let's take a look at the driver in 3rd place so we can get our eyes on him. Which I believe right now is the 48 car, Michael Marutz. He's had a very off season. He had a great 2 races in season 1 with an average finish of 1.5. However, this time he's been more mid-pack. He hasn't been up front, so to speak, but running nicely so far in 3rd.
Yeah, you know, he was, like I said earlier, he was struggling to start this race. He is running 3rd right now, but he's got a little bit loose earlier off the corner. So it's going to be really interesting to see what goes on right here.
How about your driver there? The 82 car, Joseph Lombard, 4th place
The 77 of DriveThrough just went way down coming down the back straightaway here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, getting loose out of turn number 2, that's going to be like I said, that's the trouble spot. Joseph Lombard even struggled back there in the middle of the corner. So it seems like now the tires are so worn that these guys are pedaling these cars all the way through the corners.
And just to give an update on like how much DriveThrough has lost this pack. So this is what's in front of him, and this is what's behind him. And you see a silver car. That is the A car of Joey Stone. He's already...
He's going to go a lap down.
And this is not good because he entered in the points, I think 29 points behind in 3rd place. He lost a points lead and dropped 2 spots. This is the last thing he needed was his rivals, who's 1st and 2nd in points, had the opportunity to lap him.
Now this will be interesting to watch. How is he going to race this guy knowing this is who he's battling in the points? Is he going to let him by or is he going to race him hard?
I think he's going to be really smart. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to maintain that spot as hard as he can. He's not going to give Joey an inch, but he will be courteous.
Well, I'm noticing Joe is already looking to go low on the straightaways in case he can make that pass.
That looked more of a loose off to me. He got way low off the corner. That, if anything, hurt.
Nice run by Joey Stone off the corner, and the 77. Whoa, go way down low.
That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good.
It looks like he was gonna let these drivers go.
He was just trying to get. Yeah, he's just letting them by. He knows that he's having a tough night. He's just gonna let him have it. He's gonna take his medicine and just go to the rear.
He's been in the other end of that scenario, so he knows how he would want to be raced.
And he's now going way off track, going onto pit road right now. Very early stop for him.
Could this be strategy, or could it be just anger?
I think he's frustrated. He knows that car isn't how he likes it.
Yeah, he's pounding the inside wall as well as he came on the pit road. It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
What better way to start? Oh, also the 59 car, Rusty Walrus. He's also on pit road.
Oh, now there we go. Now
this
that
could be
right there,
strategy.
That may be a strategy call. We talked about it. Tires are huge here. These drivers are already about losing it on every corner. This is where the buddy stop happens.
And what about this, guys? What if the 59 saw the 77 pit, and that cued his mind like, oh, it's time to pit
And so
now.
did Diego Alvarado.
Yeah, everyone's coming through. The 48 car, Michael Marutz, he's also pitting.
Now, here's the thing. How long will the 8 and the 1 stay out?
I think they're going to try to. They're just going to let this bleed out as much as they can. Try to maintain that track position and then come back so that they have the best option available.
Apparently, there's an issue on pit road with the 43 and a 77 of DriveThrough and Diego, but nothing much there. They keep on going. Wasn't as bad as we saw in previous races. There you see the 00 car of Michael Costa Jr. coming onto pit road, as well as a 28 of Cody Hicken.
Yeah, Cody H has been struggling so far in this race, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does here on this stop.
So currently right now, the leaders of Joey Stone and Brian Pasternak, they have not pitted yet, but they will have to soon, apparently, specifically with all these drivers now on pit road. There you see the 82 car Lombard also pitting.
One driver that I'm watching right now on my left is Darian Stream. He is still on the racetrack in third. His tires, he's got a 22% on the right front, a 35 on the right rear. Meanwhile, his left front is at 44 and his left rear is at 54. Those right side tires are destroyed. It's going to be interesting to see how much these tires benefit these drivers.
You also have to think about it, maybe like, yes, you want to stay out, maybe root for a caution, but if you stay out too long, you're just going to get destroyed on the racetrack because those tires are out. They're gone, and you're battling against drivers that just had fresh ones. They're on pit road. As the 43 car, Diego, he's back on pit road.
Wow, that's a little bit interesting there. We'll have to see what happened there.
Well, maybe wrong adjustment, maybe. Not sure. That was odd because we just saw him on pit road 1 or 2 laps ago.
Well, it looks like Darian's starting to look like he might have to come to pit road here soon. It's telling him he needs to come for tires, so we'll see what happens here.
Meanwhile, back up front, Brian and Joey have not pitted yet, and maybe Mike spoke too soon. The 1 car, he was signaling that he might come onto pit road, and he will.
So he will be the first to come off of your 2 leaders. This will be interesting. He's going to take 4, obviously, right here. Now it matters is how does he get to pit road compared to Joey?
Let's see if Darren, he stays out as well. Brendan Lutzel, he's pitting. And Darren stays out, so he'll move to second.
Darian's right front tire is now at 14%. He is pushing that car as far as it can go, hoping for a caution, and maybe can just capitalize and get some track position. He was in 5th before these pit cycles happened, so if we get a lucky caution here, this could be great for him.
But it's stage 1, though, Ryan. I mean, this is way too early to be playing this pit strategy, don't you think?
Oh, yes. I believe it's early, but it is an interesting call, especially this early. So I'm anxious to see how this works out for him. He should be coming to pit road any second, though.
So what if just comes out on pit road, out of pit road, I should say, and the 8 car Joey Stone, he's now pitting. So now it's going to be interesting to see if Joey maybe staying out 1 or 2 laps too long might have hurt him or not.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I'm riding on board with the 48 car. He's going to be right behind that 1 car, not far away.
Joey Stone out on pit road.
We talked about how these leaders were staying out for a little too long, we almost thought, and it seems like that hurt the 1 car. Oh,
the 38 got in the way of the 48. That's going to hold him up big time.
And that helps the 1 car of What If. He's going to get that gap back up a little bit. That worked out extremely well in What If's favor. Darian's on pit road now.
All right, Darian pits, so all drivers have served their pit stops for stage 1 at least. Now we'll find out what the gap is like between 1st and 2nd place. As right now, Joey Stone and Brian Pasternak, look how close they are. 2nd and 3rd. So it looks like
that is.
No, go on.
This is going to be an interesting battle right here. Brian Pasternak is all over the back bumper of Joey Stone. Now the tables have turned, and they are fighting as hard as they can for this spot, trying to capitalize by the end of this stage.
So it looks like Joey staying out 1 or 2 laps longer completely evaporated his gap. It was around 1.1, 1.0 seconds between him and Brian. And now Joey Stone has a face full of that bright orange 1 car as Brian jumps to the inside. Joey Stone a bit up top off 4.
We talked about it earlier, though. The only way you can get a good pass on someone is if you get to their door.
There he goes.
Peeking your nose, but he's going to try.
Up, stays in line, entering 1.
Now, I can't see on my end. I don't know what position the 59 car of Walrus is in, but I mean, he's right behind these guys. I don't know if he's on the lead lap still, if he's gained a few positions because of that early pit stop, or what his current situation is.
Yeah, he is 9th place right now, so he is 1 lap down.
Okay.
We talked about Darian, another driver who's really stretching it on those tires. When the pit cycle started, he was P5. He came out of the pit P5. So now, that's going to show us right there. Yes, it's okay to stretch it on these tires. You may not lose a spot, but you certainly can be risking a lot.
And I guess if you're going to risk it, you might as well risk it in stage 1. Maybe test it out, see what the strategy might look like, instead of trying it in stage 3 in your last pit stop and have it go completely wrong.
Well, one thing I am noticing, though, he is starting to catch, I believe, the 77 car. Yes, that is Davin, so he is multiple laps down, so that is not going to be for position for Darian.
But this just adds on to the frustration of DriveThrough.
Tough night for him. He was one of the more dominant drivers at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and these past 3 races, it's just been off with him. Indianapolis, out of the 10 drivers, he finished 9th, 8th or 9th around that place area. So, not the type of driver you expect to see a championship contender running in, as the 25 of Darian got loose off 2 and hit the wall right in front of DriveThrough.
Now, I'll tell you a driver to watch out for here for a little bit. It's that 48 car. He just got around to 59. He's got no more lap traffic in front of him. He's got clear sailing to try to catch back up to the 8 and the 1, while those two are continuing to have a battle and maneuver through some lap traffic. I think in the long run, this 48 may still be in it for the rest of the night.
And we talked about it. There is a stage coming up, so that means restarts. That 48 has positioned himself in the right spot. It just matters how is he going to attack those restarts. He's a little too far away to make something happen now, but later on in this race, say stage 2 or coming to the end of the race, he may be in the right spot.
But look how much ground he has to gain on those 2 leaders. As you see Joey and Pasternak getting by lap traffic. The 00 car, Michael Gosey Jr. Ooh, that's going to be close.
Really tight racing there with a lap car. Very dangerous for Joey.
Yeah, I don't know why he's battling this driver so hard, as the 00 car finally lets off the gas completely, lets the leaders go.
I think he more or less just got put into a situation he had nowhere he could go.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, that outside line is the more dominant line. So, yeah, he may have been just kind of put there.
And that one thing that we haven't really talked about, and I think we should expect in this race probably, is lap traffic. I mean, this track, because it's so difficult to pass, you might have to rely on lap cars, I should say, in order to maybe force a pass or force an opening for you to get underneath the driver and advance your position.
Yeah, that 00 situations like that where you pin a lap car outside of you, that could be something that you could use to your benefit. Say you're catching someone for a pass, pin them up behind a lap car. Take that spot away from them.
Right now, the next driver ahead of the 2 leaders is the 28 of Cody Hicken, repping the 1992 early 90s throwback of the Haviland 28 car driven by Davey Allison at the time.
Another one that I want to still keep my eye on.
He's not getting a lot of room here.
Joseph Lombard is in 4th, and it seems to be catching the 3rd place car just a little bit.
28 car of Joey held him up, and that allows the 1 car passer to be all over his back bumper.
The 1 is there, guys. He's gonna be able to make something happen here.
He takes it to the outside, but doesn't make anything happen there out of turn number 4, and that's the issue. You have to have that commitment and just drive it in.
He's looking on the outside and the inside. He just can't find anything. And once that 8 car just gets some clean air, he's gone. That's the only thing that's affecting the 1 car. If the 8 has clear air, then he's going to go.
You see it right now. Joey had a good lead going into turn number 3 there, So that's what we're talking about right here. Just getting in that rhythm. Joey seems to find himself in a rhythm constantly. Yes, it closes the 1 up to him, but it helps Joey in the long run.
You see the 1 car passing. It looked like he tried to go up the racetrack and then diamond down through the middle of 1 and 2. Look, he's been trying that a lot in these past few laps. and it's not working. Do you think this is the time right now, Ryan and Danny, when you're trying to catch it to a driver, but you know it's not working? You want to back off, but you still want to have that opportunity. What should Brian do right now?
Well, right now we're looking about 4 or 5 laps to the end of the stage. I say for Brian, he has nothing to lose and nothing to gain. I say drive that car, learn some things about the car. Try run to the bottom a little bit, see if that works. Clip the apron a little bit, get that thing to turn. Run the top, get that car against the fence. Try some different things. You know your car isn't as good as Joey's on the long run. Try to find ways to adjust and make it better for the next restart.
Absolutely, Ryan. Well said. That's exactly what he needs to do.
Meanwhile, this is a battle, I think, for 3rd place, the 48 and the 82 of Joseph Lombard.
I told you guys, Joseph's been waiting in the wings. He's been quietly there in all the races that I've watched. He's trying to, he got a little bit sideways on turn number 4 there, but he still maintains that ground on 48.
And 48 gets a bit squirrely off too. Again, one of those trouble spots that we talked about earlier.
Yep. And that's only going to help Joseph as they go into turn number 3 now. Can he make something happen here?
Joey got a nice run off 4. Gets a good run to the back bumper of the 48 car entering 1. He's not going to make a pass yet, but gains a lot of ground on him.
The big thing I saw right there, Joseph Lombard ran the bottom in 3 and 4 that last time by.
Nothing
he
else.
Ran the bottom and closed into him.
One thing I also saw there was he just gave the bumper to Michael in the middle of 1 and 2 there. He pushed him up the racetrack.
And Joseph's the kind of driver who's not afraid to do that.
Joseph's not afraid to use that bumper. We saw it at Bristol. He was involved in a lot of accidents. Going into this race, you're going to see some people get absolutely duded out of the way. So I'm really interested to see what he does here. Say if he gets into a late race position where he has to make a pass, that bumper is very much usable here.
Well, he's got about a half a lap to do it, as the 8 car of Joey Stone is going to come off turn 4 and take the final lap in stage number 1. And man, look what's ahead of him. The 77 drive-through looks like he might go another lap down.
Looks like Lombard's been able to take that position.
And he does, entering 1.
He'll settle in 3rd.
So it appears that the 2 long-run cars to watch in this race are Joey Stone and Joseph Lombard. 2 Joes in this field. Really put into him tonight.
Well, the only Joe that's going to be dominating stage 1 is the 8 car of Joey Stone. He wins stage 1 here in the KL Customs Throwback 250 at Darlington. 2nd place is the 1 car, I should say, of Brian Pasternak. 3rd is Joseph Lombard. 4th is Michael Marutz. And 5th is Darian Gilliam. All right, so thoughts on stage 1?
One of the drivers, like I said at the beginning of the race, and I'm going to say it again, Lombard has proven to be fast this race. Joey Stone and Joseph Lombard have 2 really good long-run cars. You saw at the beginning of after pit stops, the 1 car was all over the back of Joey, but as the run progressed, Joey stretched that lead out by a lot. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make here.
Well, it won't be surprising if we see everyone come onto pit road here.
I would say that 8 car is completely satisfied the way his car is set up. I would see no adjustments, just 4 tires and gas coming his way.
And I think with a
But
70...
that makes me raise the question. That makes me raise the question for the 1 car. Yes, your car is faster than Joey at the beginning of a run, but once we get 10, 15, 20 laps into a run, he's out of the ballpark. So what adjustment will he make?
And thing is, with the 1 car, it looks like if he's gonna have at least an opportunity with the lead, he's gonna have to take it on the restart, because we see once the 8 car gets out in front, nothing can stop him really.
And here we go, guys. Coming to the restart, Joey Stone's going to lead us back to the green flag as we're approaching the Geico restart zone. We're back underway here.
Yes, the restart zone right there, side by side going into turn number 1. This is where we're going to see it. We're going to see some moves be made.
Here comes the 1 car, staying even with the 8 car of Joey Stone, but the 8 car's got a bit of the edge, and off turn 2, Joey Stone clears Brian as Brian gets loose. And in the wall! Behind them is a 28 car, Cody Hicken.
And now here comes the 48. He's going to go around the high side and take 2nd place.
That's a little bit surprising there. I thought the 1 car was in the best position there on that restart, but it seems like he just was caught sleeping.
And look who's in 3rd.
Has fell back to 4th, and now here goes the 1 back to taking the lead.
To the inside, what a move.
Huge run.
Can he make it stick though? Off turn 2.
He dives it in there.
Whoa, contact again.
He's going to lean on him.
And he clears him.
I believe there were some good adjustments made in that pit stop because there is a lot more competitive racing going on right now.
And off.
3 and 4 wide further back in the pack. The one car laid down the law right there coming out of turn number 2 that last lap.
And now entering 1, Brian Pasternak will lead here at Darlington. And spin, middle of the pack. The 00 car. Michael Cosi Jr. spins in the middle 1 and 2.
This should bring out the caution.
Cosi was struggling with that race car. Joseph Lombard, the driver that was involved in that.
No
he will
caution.
stay green here, actually.
That's going to really shake up this field. We're going to see lap cars a lot earlier here, I believe that.
Now, look who's been able to sneak his way into the top 5 there. There's Brendan Littell running in 4th.
Nice
he was strong at Bristol, and he's looking to do that again today.
And look who's all over the back bumper of the A car. Michael Maroos, he fell back to 4th or 5th, able to rebound, and now he's hunting for the lead.
I think he took a good adjustment there because he's hanging in there a lot more now. Oh, the 8 car got up into the wall there, and now we've got the 00 in front of him.
Now lap traffic is going to play a role here. Is the A car going to try and maybe pick him? Maybe try to do a pick from the A car to the 1 of Pasternak with help from the 00 car.
This is where the mind games come into play here. How do these drivers attack these lap cars? Will you use it as for your benefit?
Gets out of the way. That's good. That's good to see.
Yes, that was good for him.
Now, this is that part that we saw at the beginning of stage 1 where Stone couldn't get around the 1 car. That's the best thing that the 1 had for him. He could keep him back there. But is he going to get that chance to take it back? And if he does, then this may change again.
We talked about it in that last run. Joey Stone has a great long run car. He's able to run just a little bit lower than that 1 car through the corners, and I think that's what's helping him get to that bumper.
Man, Joey is there. He was right on the left rear corner panel of Brian off of 2. Brian holds his ground and keeps the lead as they cross our finish line.
Some impressive racing for the lead here, I will have to say. That is incredible racing. They're racing as hard as they can, no contact, or should I say very little contact, and they're pushing it to the absolute limit.
The 1 got awful loose coming into the back straightaway right there. I'm really surprised he did not lose the lead.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. Specifically, Danny, I've been seeing that 1 car Pasternak lose it almost every time he comes off of 2.
He may have a little bit of a different setup than Joey Stone. He has that car set up for these short runs, a little bit looser of a setup possibly. That's what's going to hurt him in the long run. Once that right rear tire, right front tire get a little bit worn, it's going to be all sorts of slippery for the 1.
And that right front will be the first one to go on, that's for sure. This track will eat that tire up.
Brian
goes
goes
up top. A lot of protective racing there.
Brian goes up top, Joey down low.
He gave him a lot of room on the inside there, and that's where Joey...
Oh, and he hit the wall. I believe he hit the wall there, but he still keeps the lead entering 1. You think Joey, he's staying back, maybe trying to force Brian into a mistake instead of just trying to take the lead outright and maybe cause an accident?
You know, it's hard to assume, but I will say this. I've seen more mistakes out of the 1 car in the last 5 laps than I've seen out of him the entire race. So whatever's going on right now by Joey, it's working.
Ryan washes up, hits the wall again off 4.
Oh,
that wasn't hurting him that bad. It's just a little comfort touch there.
Little
That's
kiss.
What it is. Just a little bit of a scrub. A little bit of just a kiss. And we talk about it, though. These drivers are really hanging it out there. Joey Stone was able to run a little bit lower through the corners, and it seems like the 1 car has somewhat noticed that.
And here we go. Pass for the lead.
To the inside.
He's going for it.
And to the lead he goes. Joey Stone will take the lead back from the 1 car Pasternak, and he will lead him off 4.
Ooh. The 77 just got really loose. He's really slow coming into turns 3 and 4 here. Oh, and he spins out.
Oh,
there we go.
So will I bring on a caution? No, he's by himself. Bad luck continues for the 77 car.
DriveThrough just having a terrible race here. Literally, he's struggling with speed and he's spinning out. This is what he doesn't need if he wants to maintain and try to contend for this title.
Not only does he not need that, he needs the 8 and the 1 car to stop racing 1 and 2. And surprisingly, look at the 1 car. The 1 car, he's surprisingly able to keep in check with the 8 car. Oh, just got loose in middle 1 and 2, as I say that.
Yeah, you just jinxed him a little bit there.
Oh, man.
Just noticed a lot of drivers came into that back straightaway all the way on the inside there.
It's that transition from the banking to the flat coming out of turn number 2.
For the
Look
lead.
the one
They're
car
trying to do it.
back on the inside.
Side by side entering 1.
All the way below the apron.
He sends it in there.
Oh, man.
Oh, they
this
touched,
is
they
close.
A lot of contact right there. Can they make it?
What if loses it off of 2, keeps it going, and takes the lead? What a move.
Wow, what a move.
Impressive move by him. Can he hold on to this lead, though? Joey's been very dominant on these long runs.
But with those adjustments now, could Brian adjust his car to set up for the long run? Because he lost it to the ground, and then just took it right back.
Well, now he pulled out to a little bit of a commanding lead there. He pulls out to about a 2-3 car length lead going into turn number 1. So a little bit of impressive there. Let's see what he's done, what he can do here as this race goes on.
It has been the Brian Pasternak and Joey Stone show all season long. Ever since Homestead, which was Joey's first race this season in the Core League, they have just not been able to get away from each other. They're always either 1 and 2, 3 and 4. They're always battling for each other. They're currently first and second. Brian has the points lead. Joey Stone is 16 points behind.
As Denny delivers says in the chat, this has been an absolutely incredible race so far. Trading positions, trading paint, but not wrecking each other. It's aggressive racing.
Oh, I tell you who is wrecking with a 0-0. Oh, he's upside down.
Oh, there we go.
And he's backwards, comes back around, and no caution.
Wow.
Okay, well,
that's all I got to say about that.
Hey, remember Indianapolis? Joseph Lombard flipped over 2 cars and no caution.
Yeah, that's just
and the 43 spins. Here. Diego Alvarado.
Diego.
Oh, that's rare to see. The 43 car.
One of my picks for this race. He's been struggling all race long and hovering outside the top 5 and just can't seem to get the handle on that race car.
Oh, whoa, someone went way off track. The 0-0 car again of Michael Sr. Yeah, everyone's getting loose.
He continues to have issues.
One battle that I'm also seeing for him up here is the battle before. Littell got around Darian.
Yeah, I tell you,
Darian's still maintaining pace.
Who was also just really loose was the 8 car. I just tuned back into him and he was bringing it back onto the straight.
Man, everyone's losing it.
We talk about it. We're getting close to the time that they need to come down and get tires. These tires are absolutely destroyed right now, so we're waiting to see who's going to peel off first.
And I tell you what, that 48 is still not far away. I think he's slowly catching these two.
With the way they've been racing, it wouldn't be surprising to see if he gained ground on the 2 leaders. Still far back enough to not make a move. This is a nice run for the 48 car.
The 48 seem to be getting around these turns a little bit more smooth.
And we're side by side further back for 4th, Darian and Brandon Littell.
And look who they brought in the mix, the 82 car, I should say, Joseph Lombard.
Lombard had a tough start to the beginning of this stage. Seems to be recovering nicely, though.
Remember, these 2 drivers have a bit of history with each other. Last weekend at Indy, Brendan basically just got put on the wall by Darian for 3rd place. Darian got a time penalty, fell back to 8th right now. Wait a minute, is that the 1 car of
Yeah,
what happened? What happened to the one?
We talked about it. They've been getting loose all race long, as someone goes way low on turn before as well.
Oh, and in the wall! Littell and Lombard.
Oh, man, we talked about it. These guys, they've been pushing it so hard.
77 is in the pits.
Lombard, not afraid to use his car to pass people, and he does it right there. He makes the pass, but loses a ton of time on the track.
I'm not quite sure what happened to the one. He had the lead, but now it looks like Stone is back in the lead.
Yeah, he spun off of 2. One of those trouble spots, spun off of 2. He hit the apron. He was between the apron, I should say. 2 drivers on the race, 2 tires on the racetrack. 2 tires were below. Just lost it.
But I'm sure he'd rather that happen here in stage 2. He's going to have another reset.
And we talk about it. We're going to have a stage. We're going to have a restart. That's going to be where the money's made, especially coming into the final stage. With the lack of cautions we've seen, I don't think we'll see any other cautions besides the stage finishes. So with the runs that the 1 car has had, he obviously made the right adjustment here. If he could just, mend over those mistakes, he could be a contender for this win.
You say lack of cautions. I think cautions that should have been cautions.
Yes.
Oh, man. Let's look at the 59 car, Rusty Walrus. Throwing back to the 99 Exite card was driven by Jeff Byrne. He is struggling tremendously here tonight.
Yeah, he had a lot of high hopes coming into this race, trying to get what he can, trying to salvage what he can, I should say. And so, you know, just a tough run out here. You saw him get a little loose that previous lap, so he's just fighting that race car and hoping to get caution here.
Yeah, running in the 9th spot. In front of him, Jake Baskinger in the 8th spot.
Jake Baskinger, another driver who's just been kind of struggling all race, been staying outside of that top 5, hovering around, dipping outside
Oh,
the
the 59
top 10.
just slapped the inside wall.
Oh, man, we talk about it. It's so loose off these corners.
I think he's trying to get onto pit road. Yeah, he's coming to pit road.
Yeah, he's coming down now. He has to. He knows that he's losing a ton of track position, so might as well just gamble and pit early. Be the first to pull it out.
Do you think we're going to see a situation that we saw in stage 1 with Joey and Brian? Remember, Brian pitted 2 laps earlier to try and undercut the 8-car Joey Stone, and he did that even though he wasn't able to take the lead away from Joey. He was able to get on his back bumper and erase his lead.
If I was that 48 car who's now cycling in second, I would consider go ahead and pit before Joey.
I would have to agree. You know, when you're running second, you gotta start making some moves. Do what the leader doesn't. Capitalize on his mistakes, or force him into a mistake.
So you can look for some other drivers to see the 59 car on pit road.
And now we're starting to see it now. A couple drivers starting to pull on the pit road. Pit cycles are...
Spinning is the 8 car.
Spin.
Daniel Hemrick, Joey Stone.
That is a big surprise here. How is that going to affect his position?
Well, he's obviously going to come on pit road right now. And look who just took the lead in front of him. Oh, and he spins, entering the pit lane. This turned to a disaster.
And that's going to cycle the 48 into the lead.
Yeah, we saw that the 48 car just passed him on pit road. Two major mistakes.
He's still got issues going on here.
And we talked about it, forcing Joey into a mistake.
We've got the 43 is around. He's doing donuts.
The 00's around.
A lot of trouble going on around this racetrack.
Man, you see the 1 car on pit road. He gets on the pit road. So far,
Diego
good.
comes down the pit road.
Man. The 59 just got T-boned by the 00 card. Oh, no. Pile drive the 00 car. That's going to bring out a caution.
Yeah.
It has to bring out a caution. There's cars all over.
Caution's out.
Caution is out.
And we had guys pitting.
Oh, my goodness.
Game change.
You had 4 or 5 drivers involved, the 59, the 43.
And guess who wasn't in? Guess who never pitted?
Was it the 25?
Darian Gillian.
Wow.
However you say his last name.
How
is still on the
will this
racetrack.
cycle through?
And the 1 car of Bryant just came onto pit road. So this could not come at a worse time for him. At least if he was trying to gain some ground back, well, basically gone.
What that does now is that puts Sloppy Joe in 7th. He went from having a commanding lead to being marred back in the pack. Luckily, he doesn't have a whole lot of cars to pass, but this is going to make his race a whole lot harder.
Well,
so now we're going to see a battle between the 1 and the 48 up front.
All right, 148, road 2 is the 8 and the 25. What's going to happen here as they head into turn 1? Green flag's back in the air.
I bet it won't take long for that 8 to get back up there now he's got fresh tires.
Yeah, he's going to have fresh tires and a fierce demeanor.
In the wall is a 28 car as Joey jumps up to 2nd place as Lombard also hits the wall and gets hit by the 00 car. Cosi Jr. off 2.
Joey Stone is not going to waste any time here on the 1 car. He wants that lead back.
Oh. Side by side for 3rd. The 25 and the 48 car battling out right there.
The 48 just had a terrible restart.
And drops to 5th in the process.
Yeah, he just can't seem to hold on to that outside lane on these restarts.
And now Gilliam is looking to be right on the bumper of Stone now.
And look who's in 4th, the 22 car of Littell.
Gilliam with an impressive short run here. This is what we were talking about, using that strategy to your benefit. Darian stayed out on a lucky caution. He's running in 3rd right now.
And look at the top 2 again. What if? And Joey Stone has What If hits the wall. And that's going to give the 8 car the lead with ease.
And now 25 looking to go on the inside. There he goes. Turn.
Side by
Darren
side.
Gilliam with a huge run out of turn number 4.
Right now, he's got an advantage through the middle 1 and 2, and he will clear him. What if with the crossover, maybe?
We talked about it, though.
Oh,
Gilliam
look
got
at
to his
Littell.
door.
Oh.
This ain't gonna end well, guys.
Littell's fighting hard there.
Littell got a bit loose. He hit the apron, washes up. That gives the spot to the 25 car of Darren for third.
Darren has a really good short run car right here. We have to ask, though, now we have about 15 laps to go in this segment. What is going to happen?
And that's the one thing that the one of Pasternak doesn't want to see. He doesn't want to have to deal with those cars because he knows in the long run he's faster. But in the short run, he knows they've got a chance. He doesn't want to deal with him because if he does, he's going to let that 8 car get away from him. He wants to stay there with him.
I have Darian Stream on my left all race long. He's been making wholesale changes to that race car. Now he has proven that he has a fast car and that he can contend with these guys up front. The question is, what is he going to do with his race car?
And to make matters, I guess, even better for the 8 and the 1 car, you just saw there on pit road, the 77 of DriveThrough, he has retired, quit the race here at Darlington.
Wow.
This would hurt him
43
horribly in
just
the
slapped the
points.
wall hard. He might be spitting out.
Oh, yes, and he is.
Saw him slow down there on the bottom.
Spins out again. Man,
Is
tough
this
break
going to
for
bring
the...
out the caution?
No caution.
Not the race Diego Alvarado wanted. One of the favorites going into this race, too, I might say.
Yes, and he was. I guess maybe it's because he's a pro league driver, but still, it was very shocking to see him struggle this much in this race.
Well, we've seen everyone struggle, even the 8 car.
We talked about it at the beginning of the show, Dan. Which driver was going to have trouble? All of them are going to have trouble. And that's exactly what's happening tonight. Every driver from first to last has had an issue of some sort.
We made it through that first stage, caution-free, but this is a long race. Fatigue is going to set in on the driver. That the 1 car just slammed the wall.
And the 22 car just sideswiped the 48 car of Marut, who takes the lead, or not takes the lead, takes the position away as Littell puts the bumper back to him, now washes him up the racetrack, and he takes the lead right back off of 4. I should say 4th place.
Yeah, Littell was not happy with that move. He got shoved all the way down to that inside wall. Not the move he wanted to see.
And that's going to allow Lombard to get to the back bumper of the 48 car. And oh, the 43 car spins again off of 2.
A tough race right there. And again, no caution.
And what a move by the 48 car. Takes the 4th position away on the high lane. And the 82 car just put the 22 in the wall, who gets loose and nearly hits the inside wall.
Joseph Lombard, like we said earlier, isn't afraid to use his race car to pass people.
Ryan, it's a chrome horn. It's there for a reason.
I mean,
Exactly. And Darlington, you know, this is one of the faster tracks out here, but it does open a lot of opportunity to get to their bumper. So we're going to see some insane racing here as we near this finish of the stage.
Speaking of using the bumper, we know that the 1 and the 8 have stayed with each other pretty much the entire race. As this race gets into the closing laps, would one of those two be willing to use that bumper?
I wouldn't be surprised, but they've been racing super clean, yet aggressive this entire race.
and I still think it's too early because we do have another stage yet here in this race. You're going to be bunched up again for a restart. And what if does a move that Joey might not like, Joey could for sure. And we've seen him repay or give payback to other drivers that have done him wrong in his view. I mean, the track known as Too Tough to Tame has surely lived up to his name. Every driver seems like has either hit the wall, had issues with other drivers, or has spun out. And 2 drivers looks like have retired. Nope, the 43 car, Diego, he is still racing, but the 77 car has retired from this race.
You hate to see that for DriveThrough. He's been one of the dominant drivers all season long. He's done.
Man, tough break.
Now, I'll tell you what, this 1 car, at one point, was a few seconds back off the leader. Now he's right there again. I'm starting to wonder if it's a little bit of a reverse scenario from earlier when we saw the 8 car couldn't get around the 1. Now is that 1 car a little bit quicker, just can't get around the 8.
It's a
One
nice
thing that
run.
really impresses me right here, he's able to dive down earlier than Joey Stone. Able to get a really good drive off. That could benefit him as he tries to set something off of turn 4.
Gonna get that drive from the 8 car of Stone. Not gonna do anything with it. Stays nose to tail entering 1. Oh, the 8 car
Oh.
loses it off 2. Here comes What to the outside.
What If's gonna have a really good drive here.
Can he
He's
keep?
gonna probably take the lead.
No, he won't. Side by
No, he
side.
won't.
Woo.
It's gonna be a close
Oh,
one.
contact. Oh.
Intense racing up here for the lead with about 5 laps to go in this stage.
What if he is not giving up? He's back again to the lever corner middle, pushes the 8 car up the racetrack,
I think he's gonna take it back this time.
and
He is.
he did it with a bit more force than last time around.
A
And
lot
that
of
was-
aggression
and that
being
was-
shown halfway through this race.
And that move came out of turn 2. You usually can't carry momentum in that turn. It's usually 3 and 4 where you carry momentum.
Right now we have 3 laps remaining here in stage number 2. Joey Stone
One
won
driver
stage
that-
1.
One driver that has fallen back a little bit, Darian Gilliam, I'm watching his stream right now. He is watching the 48 and the 82 of Joseph Lombard battle hard for position here.
Yeah, how about Lombard? He's rebounded quite nicely. Was back in the 6th, 7th spot. Now he's up to 5th, and he's challenging for 3rd, I should say.
Yeah, he's really fighting hard. He had a tough go of it at the first beginning of this stage.
The 8 car back
Woo!
inside, trying to make the pass, coming to the line here.
That was close. He was right on the apron there. Could have easily spun out there. Keeps it on the throttle, keeps it going. And now What If retains the lead.
This has been some incredible racing for the lead here. They're leading hard on each other. And as I say, I stress it though, they haven't been wrecking each other for position. They've been really
There
moving
goes
each
the
other.
8 on the inside. I know we're probably coming close to the stage in here. It might even be this lap. I don't know exactly when it's coming.
It's the next lap high. Next time by, it will be the high flat.
White flag in the air. 1 lap to go in stage number 2. Dead even. What If up top. Joey Stone down low. Who's going to take the advantage entering 1?
Door
They are
to door.
side
This
by
is going to
side.
be intense.
No one's going to lift as we're coming here to take the white flag.
Man. Oh,
They
contact.
touch, they touch, they touch.
They're
They're hitting each
good.
other. They're trying to get what they can. They know they got to get to it.
We might see Craven Bush versus Bush part 2.
The 8's got the inside. He's going to take the lead. Coming out
He
of
dives
turn
it in
4.
there hard. Pulls
What
a
if-
slider.
He tried to pull a crossover move. It's not going to work. Joey Stone wins stage 2. What a battle.
That was some
Woo.
incredible racing. Joey Stone wins the stage off a slide job.
And that was just for stage 2.
Imagine what it's like for the race win.
That was incredible.
Believable. Well, all right. It's nearing stage. So we're ending stage 2, and I think stage 3 needs to start off with a bit of excitement.
And guys, we've got a report from the radio of Sloppy Joe. He says he's experiencing some high body temperatures inside that car.
Yes, he's sweating a lot. His arms are worn out. He's wheeling that race car as hard as he can.
It's going to be interesting to see who's going to have the advantage in stage 3. We've seen Joey Stone and Brian dominate this race so far, but we've seen some upcomers, the 48 of Marutz, the 82 of Lombard, and even the 22 of Littell or the 25 of Gilliam. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in stage 3.
One thing I'm seeing right now, there's still 8 cars on your lead lap right now.
Yeah.
Now, some of them may not have the same speed as your leaders, but that's a lot of players still here.
Oh, we've got a new car in the lead. The 48 has took the lead from the pit stops.
48 to the lead. Joey Stone up top. We're going to begin stage 3, green flag.
Can the 48 keep the lead here? He's been struggling on these restarts all race long.
Side by side, and the 48 car with ease takes the lead in the middle of 1 and 2. And now he's got
But
the
how
1
long
car,
will he be able to
Pasternak.
hold it?
Yeah, he's got the 1 car, Pasternak all over his back bumper. And look at the 82 car. Lombard also going to want to have a say in this one.
And Stone
Lombard
has fell
is
back
not
to
afraid.
4th.
Lombard's not afraid to use that bumper. Will he try to do something here?
Oh, the 1 and 82. Getting a bit aggressive there. Keeps it going, though. But the 8 car, Joey Stone, you said there, Danny, he filed back a bit. Now he's back into the contention.
And that's a place that he's not familiar with. He hasn't been there all day. So how is this going to work out for him? Are they going to be patient, or are they going to tell these guys to move out of the way? It's their show. Oh, we got 1 car around.
Oh, the 59 car.
Walrus goes around.
I believe also another car was involved.
The 43.
Yeah.
Caution's out.
Caution on
is
the
out.
speedway.
Wow. For that? Okay.
Well, that raises some questions here. We only had about 5 laps of racing, not even that. So what is the decision here? Do you pit?
I don't know.
Looks like Littell's going to pit here, try to take a little bit of an advantage. Jake
Well,
Baskinger is going to pit.
Well, also, what's going to happen with the
Sloppy
8 car?
Joe's going to pit here.
Why? Really?
Whoa.
Sloppy Joe's pitting.
Cody Hicken, he's also pitting. Right now, only 4 drivers that we can see that are pitting. Man, if only right now 5 drivers. The 25 car, Darren Gilliam, he's also pitting. And
What if also is one of the drivers that pitted there?
And look, we got a new contender on outside of row 1. The 82 car, Joseph Lombard, winless so far in season 2. Let's see if he can try and take the lead. Entering 1, green flags, back out.
Side by side as they come to the start-finish line. Joseph Lombard trying to fight to that outside.
Wow.
Lots of contact throughout this field.
Oh, and in the wall, 22.
In the wall, hard.
Hit the outside wall, keeps it going though, no caution.
Joseph Lombard, I believe, to the lead here.
And yeah, he is the race leader. Look to run the 48 car, gets in the middle of 3 and 4. He's gonna get a nice run, but look who's back in 3rd. The 8 and the 1 now. They've now fallen back to the 3rd and 4th spot.
And that's only going to help Joey in the long run. But as we see this, the 1 is going to peek to his inside. On a tight race.
Oh, and in the wall. In the wall.
The 48 was trying everything he could. He was on the inside, and he just got shot up onto the outside. Now Lombard's going to try to extend his lead, but Joey Stone is right there on him. And now the 48, he's on the inside with 1. A little bit of contact there. He's trying to come up into the straightaway. Now we cycle back out.
We talked about it. Joseph Lombard has been one of the most intense racers all race long. He now has the lead. He's in a position he's never been in. He has to make sure that he minimizes his mistakes here.
Oh, but that 8 car is not going to let it happen for too long. He's trying to go on the outside, and I think he's going to make the pass going into the turn.
What a move to the outside lane by Joey Stone. See if he can get the run. He does. Oh, and then Lombard spins right in front of Maroots. Right in front of the 48 and the 25 car. He spins
now
it.
The 43.
The 25 barely squeezes by the outside. The caution is
out. Wow.
Wow.
Impressive move right there by Darren Gilliam. He squeezed the outside. He missed that back by inches.
That might have to be one of the top moments from the race.
It was. We had it right in front of our camera screen there. I mean, he clipped the apron with his left side tires. I mean, again, this reminds me a lot of what happened with him at Bristol 1 or 2 weeks ago. He was in 2nd or 3rd place. He was doing fine, clipped the apron, and spun around. But only this time, he gets a caution. Restart now. And our usual leaders back out in front. Stone and What If, row 1, row 2, Gilliam and Lombard. Restart, back out.
We talked about it. Minimizing mistakes is the key. The 2 drivers who have made the least amount of mistakes all race are out front.
Reports coming into our chats here is it looks like Joseph just touched the apron.
And Joey.
The 1 car giving as much pressure as he can. Joey's going to clear.
Yep, he clears him, entering 3. Oh, Joey washes up a bit. Here comes Brian back to the inside. Side by side once again off 4.
And now that's going to give an opportunity for Gilliam to get right up on.
But where's he going to go? He can't go anywhere. Is he going to go with the 8 or the 1?
I think he's just going to watch and wait to see what happens here. He knows he has a fast race car. He's been adjusting this entire race. This is where we're going to see
whoa. Contact.
Gilliam.
Whoa.
Down to 48.
Woo! It's up to 2nd. And they're both in the wall.
Oh.
Lots of contact by your leaders.
Oh, look at this. Well, 3 wide for a bit there. Woo.
Boys, you ain't going to make this work if you keep racing like this.
They
They're
keep going,
all over
though.
each other, pushing each other as hard as they can.
Man.
They get wrecked.
That looked disastrous off of 2 there, where we saw the 1 and the 8 car were touching all the way to the inside wall.
I'm watching from Darian's onboard camera. I was able to see the door numbers on the cars ahead of him by how sideways they were.
I'm really amazed at that 25 car. He's still hanging.
I'm not really surprised at all, if I'm being honest. He's been making so many changes the entire race.
Well, you
I've been
gotta
able to watch both Joey and him, and by far, Darian has made the more adjustments.
Well, you have a top 3 there out in the dry. Nothing's bothering them. You got a mess for 5th place there. Littell, Hicken, Maroots, Walrus, Baskinger, and Alvarado.
I'll tell you what, guys, we've got 48 people watching this race right now. If your friends aren't watching this right now, tell them to turn it on because they're missing out on a classic Darlington race here right now.
One driver that I've been really watching this entire
here-
race, Littell. He's been in the middle of every single one of these incidents.
And look who's back out in front, the 1 car Pasternak. But now he's got a handful of the 8 car of Stone. Stone had a bit of a hold there. Looked like he tried to take there. Did not do so. Settles in back in line. It looks like the 25 car has lost ground to the 8 car.
Yeah, at the end of the day, these 2 cars have been the class of the field all race. I still wouldn't count out the 25.
He's not far away.
He's hanging back there. We've seen Joey Stone come back from further distances and challenge, so I'm going to wait to see how this plays out.
And, folks, and whoa, someone way out the racetrack. The 43 of Alvarado again, and the 22 Littell. Wow, it's the first time we've seen him off track, I believe.
We've seen Littell in the middle of just about every incident. Hasn't gotten involved, or should I say wrecked, but he's been in the middle of it all.
And just to point out, folks, you saw the 00 car of Michael Kos Jr. He is also retired from the race. Apparently, he hit the turn 2 wall, his words, so hard that he thought he blew a tire and just made him wreck. And he eventually just quit. So that's 2 drivers that have retired from this race. Meanwhile, back up front.
Pass for the lead.
Stone
Joey
back.
Stone trying to get to that door.
Not going to
Really
do so.
make it
Clear him.
Can't clear him. And now,
We talk about it, though. If he can get to that door going into the corners.
the way these guys are racing, if they race this hard for this long, we could see the 25 and the 82 car. They're not that far behind.
I just think that this can't go this clean, this long, the entire race. Something's eventually going to happen with these two.
Remember, there's still 60-something laps to go. About 63 laps here. They're going to be pushing as Joseph Lombard puts Darian into a wall.
Yeah, we saw there.
For third.
Yeah, as Lombard takes 3rd place back. We saw from the rearview mirror a bit there. We saw Lombard wash up and put him in the wall. These 2 drivers have had history with one another. And, Lombard hit the wall too.
That's going to put Darian right back on his rear bumper. Will he do something here? I don't think so.
And no, he does not. Lombard holds on for 3rd. Man, this has been a thriller of a Darlington race here. The KL Customs Throwback 250. Brian Pasternak, your race leader. 2nd place is Joey Stone. 3rd is Lombard. 4th is Maroons.
The one got very loose right there.
And the 8 car as well.
Yeah, I think the 8 got way more loose than the 1 car. I guess these tires are starting to go away on these guys.
Yeah, we've been running for about 10 to 15 laps now. This is about the time where these tires start to fall off. But remember, there's still 60 laps in this race. They're going to need to pit at least another 2 times if they want to make it to the end here.
Right now, you see the 43 Kyle Alvarado. He has pitted. I'm not sure if he's either pitted or quit yet. No, he has pitted. All right.
The 8 car just had a really good run that got back to the bumper.
Gonna get a bit of a draft from the 1 car Pasternak. Does nothing with it. Stays in line, entering 1 and 2.
The big thing that I'm watching right here, I'm still on board with Darren because frankly that's the only other stream that I can find that's working very well. And he's really pedaling that car, not being aggressive on that throttle. I think that is going to be something that's going to be really key if he wants to save these tires.
Oh, something just happened to the 8 car. He just opened up a lot of ground.
Oh, maybe he might have hit the wall. 4th place, I just say the 48 and the 25 car. The contact there as it goes start finish line, entering 1. Not drive-through. Darren with the advantage a bit, side by side.
And it's well known, these 2 guys have a little bit of a friendly rivalry.
Yeah. Ooh.
Make a little bit of contact there.
They keep going.
Some aggressive racing there, leaning all over each other, trying to get the best of each other.
It's a really good battle right now. They have stayed side by side this entire lap almost.
Yeah, now it's going to be an entire lap when they get to start-finish line right here.
I don't know. You could race at Darlington side by side a whole lap.
These 2 guys can.
And the 25 just clears him.
Great run right there by those 2. Really good racing.
And the 40.
Now we talked about
The 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground.
40.
8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to fall off pace, guys. He's lost a lot of ground. 8 car continues to
Man.
We talked about it right here. This is going to be where the money is made. This is probably going to end up being a very long green flag run. How are you going to manage your stuff as the 48 goes back to the inside of Darien, puts him in the wall?
That's the thing.
Whoa! Oh, the 48 got loose. Sorry to cut you out there, Danny, but the 48 got loose, and I don't know if he was trying to block or maybe just got loose, but he forced the 25 car way below the track surface.
And Darien takes that spot back after being put in the wall 3 corners ago.
Ryan, back to what you just said a few minutes ago. This is very early to talk about. Could the 8 car already be saving to try to do this on a one-stop thing the rest of the stage?
Oh.
You know, I could see that happening. The thing is, it's such a high-risk, high-reward situation. You know, Joey has a lot of points to lean on here. So, frankly, I think if I were Joey running in second right now, let's try it. Manage your fuel. Track all the data that you have thanks to NASCAR Heat. You can check out all this stuff and manage your tires, manage your fuel. Just save. Ride. You're in second.
Yeah, and he's 16 points behind. He's not going to be able to
Oh, big contact further back. Darien's around.
Right in front of Littell.
This may bring out the caution.
And, Littell right in front of Cody Hicken.
Yep, caution is out.
Caution is out. All right, well.
So, no more
there goes
saving
the
for
idea of
Joey.
saving.
Yeah, 55 laps to go when this caution came out. Well.
See, in that situation right there, Darien just clipped the apron. He spun off of turn number 2, and that's what we talked about the entire race. Turn number 2 has been the struggle spot for every single driver here. Just about every driver spun off of there.
And hearing over the radio, the 22 of Littell asked his spotter to tell Darien. He apologized. He said that was on him. He said he hit the bump here, darling.
All right. Well, we didn't do this last weekend at Indianapolis, Danny. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but I know Ryan is at Bristol. How about this? Yeah. With this restart, got a hungry pack of race cars going to go at it. How about we go hardcore?
And that was hardcore, as we see Rusty Walrus, who was struggling this entire race, has found himself into the top 5.
Oh, as you say that, he hits the wall off too.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Danny, you were getting on me about jinxing someone. Well,
yeah, that was the commentator jinx right there by me. So sorry, Rusty fans. That was rough.
Well, meanwhile, I want to talk
no.
about this 82 of Lombard. He's been able to find himself in the lead, and he's staying there, even though he's got 101 and 8 right bumper. He's not giving up that lead.
It reminds
and
me.
You know he's going to be as aggressive as possible. He's going to pull so many blocks.
Well,
and if
here
these
it
guys
comes.
challenge him,
Here it comes. It's like David versus 2 Goliaths. You got 2 of the best drivers in the season against a driver that he has shown some strength, but he's not been able to capitalize. And it looks like it might end for the 82 car. Look at the 8 car, 3 wide. That's not going to work.
3 wide for the lead.
That's not going to work.
3
Wise
wide going
move.
up to number 1. Will it
They
work?
make it work.
Wise move though by Joey to let off the gas. I was afraid there for a second.
Oh, Lombard gets really loose there.
And the 8 car takes the lead.
I'm very surprised right there by Joseph Lombard. I was expecting a lot more. Oh, as he's really sliding all over that back straightaway, but you know, I was expecting a lot more out of him right there. So you're going to see this 1 and 8 car, I believe, start to pull away from this field.
The 8 car, especially as he comes turn, he's got some ground, and that seems to be when he's at his happiest is when he's got car off the bumper.
Well, I wouldn't count out that one car. He's stressed out. Handle Joseph Lombard. Joseph's out of his mind now. He has his sights set on Joey Stone.
We have around 44, 45 laps to go here at Darlington. In the KL Customs Throwback 250, Joey Stone, your race leader. But the one car, as you said there, Ryan, he is slowly closing in.
Not just slowly. You can visibly see that car growing from Joey's back camera. This is going to be intense right here once that one gets to his rear bumper. You see him get a little bit loose off the corner. I think that might actually be working for him. Maybe as this race goes on, the car will tighten up and it'll work more to his benefit.
You might see it a bit further back for 4th place. You can take a look at who that is. I believe that's the 40 and the 22 car. They had a bit of a battle there, a bit of a moment there. Off 3 and 4 as Littell hit the wall.
That 22 has been in the middle of every single battle on this race so far.
All right, everything stays calm with those two drivers.
I see that one car getting really close to your leader now.
And
this is going to start getting tight right here.
And I think this is the time right now, Danny. You cannot settle. Like, you cannot, I'll let you go, or even, hey, if I get into you, I might let you go this time by so we have no hard feelings. Joey Stone, he's going to block the hell out of the one car, Pasternak.
And one guy who's going to love that is Joseph Lombard running in 3rd.
Right now, Lombard, he's about maybe a second, 1.1, 1.2 seconds behind the leaders. But for the race lead, Joey Stone, that gap that he had is gone. Brian Pasternak is all over his back bumper. And as I say that, he gets loose off too.
And that just may be his setup. He's been starting off these runs very loose. Been struggling on the short runs. He started off in this race with a short run car. Now it seems like his car's coming to life as the race goes on. So, he may have made the right adjustments. I look forward to seeing what he's got right here.
Guys, real quick, as we've got a little bit of a time where it's kind of slowed down here, I just want to thank our sponsor for today's race, KL Customs, for putting their name towards this great event. KL Customs, you can find them on Facebook. I'm looking at them right now. They make awesome Kyle Larson custom diecasts. I would definitely recommend you go ahead and check them out. Thanks again for their support.
And while you were doing that, a great pass for the lead from the one car Pasternak. He takes it away from Joey. Off of 4, and the one car in the wall just a bit there.
He took that lead away with authority, but he can't make those mistakes now. He has to set sail, run a smooth race, and just try to capitalize on... and as I say, Littell puts Darren in the wall. Littell's around.
Oh, yes, he is. Keeps it going, though. No caution, yep. Back up front, the 8 car, looks like he might have gained a bit back on the 1 car. Maybe probably just might have gotten the draft from him.
Oh, yeah, he's starting to really reel in that your leader gear. These two drivers are about as equal as you can get. Right when you think one driver has an edge, the other driver beats him.
We're under 30 laps to go here at Darlington. The KL Customs Throwback 250. It looks like it's going to be one to remember.
On the back straightaway. He's back under power though.
No caution. Everything keeps going.
No caution.
And it takes lead right back. Joey Stone just took lead right back from him. Looks like Brian just hit the wall off too.
Now he's gonna gain some ground.
Yeah, and this time it's a lot more than what Joey had to deal with last time.
We talk about it though. It's those tiny, multiple mistakes that the one has made this entire race. Yes, we could say that Joey Stone has spun out earlier, but he recovered and he's mended out those errors and he's capitalizing on the one's error.
So right now, I mean, we still got around 27, 20 laps to go. Which one out of the two for both of you guys? What do you think is gonna has the advantage? Because they have been swapping the lead back and forth. It's very difficult, but who do you think has right now the advantage for this win?
I think it's too close to call because now the one has gained that grip. In fact, these cars really just seem equal. It's just a matter of getting these laps perfect each time by.
In my opinion, I think it's going to be the 8 car. The 1 car is able to fight back on every challenge that he has, but he seems to keep making tiny mistakes, getting into the wall, getting loose off turn 2.
And
As I say that, Joey Stone clips the apron and stuff like that, but it's going to be a very tight battle for this win, but Joey Stone knows how to win these races. I think it's going to be Joey Stone.
And one thing, the 43 of Alvarado spins once again. Man, tough night for him.
I know this has got to be the point in the race where a lot of these guys' tires are going down bad, so I'm not surprised to see so many people having issues in the back.
Yeah, you saw
Diego's just fooling around right now. He's having a good old time.
We saw the 25 car Darren. He pits as well as that is a 43 car Diego. So pit stop cycles are happening right now as you got a battle for third with the 82 and the 48 car. We thought at first that with these drivers racing, it might bring, those two up to the front, but they have been putting on a battle of their own.
Yes, it's been some intense racing all the way through here. It's just going to be a fact of who's going to manage their stuff better as this race goes on. I just watched Darian come on the track. From the time he was on the apron, from when he got off pit road till he got onto the racetrack, his right front already went down 2%.
Are we going to see maybe a bit of a cat and mouse? We might see the 8 and the 1 pit at the same time? Or do you expect maybe Brian to undercut Joey?
I think it's going to have to be a game of chicken for these two.
They know they have to pit. They both know that each driver needs to pit. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
See if we can take a look at these drivers and their tire temperatures or their percentages. As you see the 22 Littell pit.
So that makes just about every driver in this field has pitted now. It's just a question of when will your 2 leaders pit?
And do they even have to? Because it seems to be not be affecting him at all.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed is that the 1 car looks like he's I want to say stalled. Oh, the 82 Lombard spins.
Do we have a caution right now?
Caution not out. No caution. Oh no.
Now the 1 car is going for the lead here, guys.
Yeah, here comes Brian, and he's gonna take him, and he does.
He gets it.
And the
8 car
incredible pass
the
there.
Bottom. Oh, the 8 car's got some problems here, guys.
Yeah, the 8 car hits the wall.
He's struggling right there.
And it looks like Joey, he might have to pit this time by.
I think he meant to come down pit road right there.
I think he did
down
too.
On the apron.
He stays.
I think he realized he was on the wrong part of the track.
So now Brian is back out in front, and bad luck continues with the 82 car of Lombard. I mean, running great in 3rd, 4th place, and now he's back, I believe, in 7th or 8th.
Tough break for Lombard. He's been having a tough go about it this entire season. Challenge for the lead, led laps today, just falling up short again. Now that Caterpillar car of Joey Stone, when will he pit? Will he try to undercut your leader here?
I think he might have to. I mean, he's too far back to make a move. You don't want to waste your tires, or to the point where it's literally uncontrollable to drive, and by the time you come onto the road, you've lost so much ground that you've thrown your lead away. So, I don't know. We might see Joey pit in 3 or 4 laps.
Guys, this 1 car looks a little loose and a little bit slow for me. I think he'd think about having a pit here soon.
That 1 car has been loose all race long, to be honest.
Yeah, they've both been sliding around. Joey Stone, he was leaning on that wall in turns number 1 and 2 earlier. The question is, when will they pit?
Yeah, right now we have a look now at the right sides of Joey Stone. His right front is at 42 and his right rear is at 35. So I don't know. It's gonna be we're not gonna see him this time by in a few, but we might see him in a couple laps or so.
With 28 laps to go, what is the decision here? We know these tires wear out very quick.
At this point, I'm thinking, are these 2 guys trying to go the entire way without pitting?
They're going to have to pit. They're around 13, 12 laps on fuel. Unless the caution comes out, which I don't see. Oh, and as I said, the 43 of Diego hits the wall again, but keeps going.
He's just having a good old time out there, slipping and sliding around. He's just trying to have a good old time.
I know that the 1 and the 8 have got to be very low on their tires. They are so slow when they come around this turn here compared to how they have been. but I'm sure they're both doing the same thing. They're not going to pit until the other one does.
We saw the 48 car of Maruti pits.
The thing is here, though, these tires wear so quick that if you pit too early, the guy who doesn't pit, who pits last, may have the better advantage.
And but as you say, the laps are winding down. I mean, they're gonna have to pit soon. And they don't want to go out so long, as you said there earlier, that they waste so much time that we might see the 48 car Michael Maruti. He was third when he pitted.
Oh, the one hit the wall there. And now the 8 car is going to gain some ground on the one past him.
Yeah, I think you're right when you said there, Danny. No one's pitting unless someone pits. You know, like I'm not pitting it until you pit.
It's just a big game of chicken at 180 miles an hour. That's what this is right now.
With tires that are about to fall off.
Essentially, yes. What are the ratings on their tires right now?
Right now, we only have access to the 8 car. Brian does not have his up. But right now with Joey's, 31% on the right front and 23% on the right rear.
I'm going to say this. They're both in some pretty decent shape. Darian, earlier in this race, pitted with 16% on his right front.
Yeah, and
he was running third.
Yeah, right now, look at the one car Pasternak. Right front, 16%. Right rear, 22%. And he's able, as I say that he hits the wall, I was about to say he was able to at least maintain the gap with that
Joey's
much tire
been saving
degradation.
His stuff. Remember, these cars are very draft reliant. Joey could have just been riding right there, using the draft off the one car, the package that they have for this series. He could have just been riding. He could have pulled the old pick and roll on the one car here.
And right now, Joey Stone, he has closed that gap up to the back bumper now of WhatiF, as you see there that they just left the 82 car of Lombard.
Oh, the one got very loose off that turn.
And here comes Joey. Whoa.
Oh, what?
Oh, he's pitting. Okay.
The 8 is pitting.
And now's the 1.
So they're both going to pit at the same time.
But the 8 is going to come in before.
Wow. I thought for a second there.
By Joey Stone.
I thought for a second there he lost it.
Great awareness by the 1. He could have kept going, and that hurt him. But he did come into the pits at the same time. He's still got a chance now.
What that tells me is that one car was really pushing right there, trying to keep that lead. But now that puts Joey Stone ahead of him.
One thing that we should say, what if he's going for 2 full cans? Joey is going for 1 can. This is a game of fuel strategy, looks like. Joey's willing to take less fuel to try and get just that amount of an advantage over the 1 car. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Well, that would mean he'll have to take it easier. Save that fuel this entire run. He's going to have to rely on draft from the 1 car have a tough entry to this spot?
No. Okay, 8 cars
and the
out.
8 car comes out of pit.
And
the 1 is out.
Oh! Make contact!
Contact off of pit road.
They come out equal, basically.
It appears that didn't work to Joey's favor.
And
they will be side by side.
Contact again!
That didn't end well.
And
These
that
guys are leaning heavy on each other. A win in this throwback race is on the line.
I don't know, guys. It looked like Joey, he came out of the pits way early. I mean, he came out on the racetrack as soon as he left pit road. I do know there is a rule where you have to come out of pit road at a certain time.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure that we're going to get any word from it, but it was odd because I remember at Indianapolis, there was an issue where a couple drivers came on the pit road and on the racetrack way too early.
All that did was hurt the 1 car. He was pushing it at the end of the run, and he lost the lead to Joey coming onto pit road.
Yeah,
and now Joey has that big lead.
Now the gap is 1.1 between 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Right now, the race leader is Jake Baskinger. You see him pitting.
That was a driver we haven't talked about all race, Jake Baskinger. He's your leader right now. Yes, he's pitting, but he may have been pulling a little bit of strategy there. Let's see where he comes out right here.
Well, right now, I believe, if I'm mistaken, he's keeping the lead, right? No, he's not. Okay, he did get past.
Yeah, here comes Stone. He's going to pass him this time by.
Yep.
And he's going to get out of the way.
a lot higher in this field here.
Yeah, so right now, they already passed him 1 time, so they're putting Jake 1 lap down. Jake Probably gonna do the wise move and get out of the way, maybe.
Maybe not so wise.
He's gonna hold your leader up.
Or second place, you say, and yep, 38.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, just getting word that this might be from the comment section, but apparently over on What If stream, he missed a shift, and I think that might have hurt him.
Wow.
That's from the comments, so take it with a grain of salt, but that's a maybe.
That's insane. A costly mistake. We talked about it. The one car has been making small mistakes, scraping the wall, getting loose, now missing a shift. Look at the gap that gave Joey Stone.
1.8 seconds now.
That small mistake off pit road cost him nearly 2 seconds and possibly the win in this race.
And unless we get a caution, I think Stone is right where he needs to be to take this win.
Yeah, we currently have 15 laps to go as he comes off turn 4, and when he crosses our finish line, it will be 15 to go. And yeah, you're right, Danny. Unless the caution comes out, or unless something drastic happens, because we have seen the A car. He hasn't been invincible to getting bitten by the Darlington Racetrack. He spun off of turn 2. He has hit the wall, so we might see it of Joey maybe losing it, but he's gonna be focused 110% to make sure he does not make a mistake.
He's been very brave getting down to that bottom line in the corners. I've been watching his line. If he just edges his left front tire on that apron a little too much, that's it.
Yeah, so apparently, the one car Pasternak, he did miss the shift when he came off of pit road, so that's why he lost so much ground.
And that's very easy to do. I did that myself in this race.
Wow. Imagine that, losing or missing a shifter costs you a shot at winning at Darlington. One thing that we have to point out, though, is the way they're running, if I'm not mistaken, Brian will still come out with the points lead. Even though Joey will still gain some points, I believe he's going to get the most laps led. He's going to get the max amount of points for winning. Brian will still take or hold on to the race lead, to the points lead, I should say, after this race heading to Chicagoland, if everything stays the same.
We're talking a little bit too ahead for our calculations here, I should say. This racing has been absolutely unpredictable so far. Joey Stone, yes, he has a big lead, but that one car isn't falling back.
But he ain't gaining. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It takes one mistake. It takes one mistake, though. And Joey Stone has been mostly mistake-free besides that one incident earlier. It just takes that one.
Yeah, he's got
He is coming up
Darian
on some
loose
traffic.
off turn 4.
Oh, and Brendan spins. Oh, okay.
Right in front of our leader.
All right, they're good. That could have been scary.
Darian and Rusty Walrus were having a really tight battle further back in the pack. Just about wrecked each other. I'm going to keep my eyes on that.
I think that is for, what position is that for? That is
for
the 6th. Yeah, for 5th, 6th, yes. They're actually not that far behind the race leader. Or at least in the race leader, Joey Stone, is, he's there. You see that little silver speck in the middle of 1 and 2. That's Joey Stone. You got Cody Higgin behind the battle of Darian and Rusty.
Darian has a big tire issue right now. Those tires are completely worn out. He's fighting that race car right now. He is sideways through these corners, literally sliding. Dirt tracking it, as we were saying earlier in the pre-race.
And this could be interesting because it's one thing to try and get by one lap car. I mean, you might have the opportunity to get up to 3 lap cars. And that is a whole nother scenario that's going to be a lot more difficult to get by.
Forgive me, I may be a little wrong here, but I just looked at Darian's tires. His left front was at 17. That was the only number I saw. I'm interested to see what the rest of his tires look like.
All right, all turn 4, start finish line, 7 laps to go here at Darlington.
His left front is at 15. His right front is at 26. His right rear is at 34.
Now, I'll tell you what, guys. Stone has caught some lap traffic. He's got to try to work his way through.
He gets by the 28.
Gets around the 28.
Yep, gets by with ease, but maybe the 59 and the 25 car might be a different story.
Yeah, these two are battling for a position up here.
They're battling for 5th. They're battling for a top 5. Rusty puts Darien in the wall. Darien sideways.
You know, they know they've got a leader coming up on them, but shoot, that's points for these guys.
Valuable points to boot, and they're racing as hard as they can. Darien with a lot of tire issues. That left front's down to 12% usage. He's really pushing that tire right now with 7 laps to go.
And it shows the amount of ground he's losing. Darien goes to the apron, gonna wash out, gonna give the A-car a huge momentum. Might hold him up a bit there. Nothing big. They keep going. Nothing.
He did the right thing there. Just let the 8 car by. He knew he wasn't going to gain any ground on Rusty, so just let him by.
I was worried that when he washed up the racetrack, he was just gonna hold up the 8 car there for a second.
Now what's going to happen here with Rusty? Rusty has a pretty decent car right now. Has a decent amount of speed in it. Will he be courteous to the leaders, or will he try something different here?
Off turn 4, this time by 5 laps to go here at Darlington. Rusty has a handful of the 8 car of Joey Stone. Rusty, you're probably going to do the polite thing and let the 8 car go.
Darien's left front tire is now in the single digits, 9%.
He's clearly
Will
gonna
that tire hold up?
Yeah, he's gonna try and make it to the end for sure. He can't go on pit road this time by right now.
He has 2 laps more of fuel than the end of this race. So he'll make it on fuel. The question is his tires gonna last?
Well, we saw it Indy last weekend at Indianapolis. He tried to stretch it out with those tires, and he ended up blowing a tire in 3 and 4, I believe, 1 or 2 laps ago in stage 2, I believe. And he ended up losing a ton of ground, so this is a very risky decision.
6% on the left front. Darien's on the apron trying everything he can to maintain this track position. He knows he can't gain anything from this. He's way slow now.
And he knows
he's taking it easy.
And he knows he can't pit.
He knows. He's got his right front is at 15, his right rear is at 22. His left front still at 6%. Him slowing down has stopped the degradation of that left front. But man, he's really pushing it here.
He's running in the 6th spot, trying to limp it home as the 1 car loses it off 2. I mean, yeah, Brian has just been pushing that car to its absolute limit to try and gain some ground on the 8 car.
He's trying everything he can, but right now it is too little too late. We're coming about, I believe it's 4 laps to go this time by.
Actually, I think it's 2 to go this time by.
2.
Oh man, I lost track of that.
Alright, well, off of turn number 4, I mean, the streak just keeps on rolling. Off turn number 4 to the start-finish line. White
Darien's
flag.
left front is at 0.
Oh no, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Black Flags Matter.
Joe just needs to make 4 more perfect turns, and he'll have another victory.
He needs a smooth and steady final lap here. Joey Stone has been one of the most dominant drivers all day. Will he be smooth and will he finish it off?
And this could be another back-to-back win for Joe as he comes off turn.
Off turn number 4, Joey Stone wins the KL Customs Throwback 250 at the Darlington Raceway for his 5th win here in Season 2. What a win. What a race as a whole, and the absolute domination by Joey Stone.
I cannot believe Darien's left front tire made it that entire lap. It was at 0 from the time he got out of turn 4, coming to 1 to go.
I can't believe what we saw in this race. We saw good back and forth battle in all day long. We saw some surprise contenders get up there and lead. We saw Lombard lead. We saw the 48 car lead.
Yeah,
a lot of heavy contenders in this field. 2 races now that I've commentated. 2 wins for Joey Stone. From what I've seen so far, he is on a roll, and he has really laid it down to prove that he is in this championship hunt.
And his win was fueled by Unloaded Cube 88, his 5th win of this season. I think 5 out of 6 races he has won so far. Absolute domination. Here's a look at the rest of the unofficial results. 2nd place was Brian Pasternak. 3rd is Michael Marutz. 4th is Fourth is Joseph Lombard, I should say. So he rebounds quite nicely after spinning out there, I think, in stage 2. 5th place is let's take a 5th place was what's his face? I'm looking right here. Oh yeah, Rusty Walrus. 6 was Black Flags Matter. Impressive how he's able to hold on to those dead tires. 7th place is the 38 car Jake Baskinger. 8th is Cody Higgin. 9th is Brendan Littell. 10th is Diego Alvarado. 11th is Michael Costa Jr. 12th is DriveThrough. And yeah, I believe that is the end of those results. So yeah, wow. What a race though. What a race. Yeah, what a race that was.
Yes, we saw some intense racing all the way through the field. We saw 3 and 4 wide on restarts, but we also saw the 1 and the 8 swap the lead several times throughout this race. Really, we're the class of the field in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Danny, what are your thoughts on this race? Yeah, just give me a moment there, guys. Just getting you guys' faces on the screen so that we can end up this broadcast properly. All right. There we go. Okay, so, man, that will conclude this episode of Core League Racing from the Darlington Raceway. Congratulations to Joey Stone. He is your winner, his 5th win in the last 6 races. Next time we'll see you, it'll be on a Thursday night, once again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to go to the Windy City, Chicagoland Speedway for the John Deere 400, I think, 400 or 200. If it's anything what we saw last year with Michael Maroots and the 66 at the time, Michael Costa Jr., they had a very fun battle near the end. We should be in for a treat. So, yeah, any last words before we end it off?
We're going to the Windy City next week, and you know what? I might just have to fire up the old 21 car. I might just be in that race next week.
That's right. Yeah, yes. That's right. You haven't raced so far this season. All right.
No,
Absolutely.
and
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. All right, Ryan.
Well, for me, you know, I had an absolute blast commentating this race. I've always enjoyed being on, having an absolute blast watching these guys. Joey Stone, again, the class of the field. The one car out there was putting it to him. It was impressive to watch. I was genuinely entertained throughout this entire race. And thank you to everybody who watches this. And it's really cool to see such a big base of fans who, you know, are into the esports, into NASCAR heat. So thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to you guys for having me on. And it's an absolute blast. So thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, like what you said there, Ryan, thank you guys so much, everyone that's tuned in. Thank you to NASCAR Heat for helping promote this race. Do apologize for the issues that happened at the start of the race. Hey, things happen, man. But otherwise, it was a fantastic race. Hope you guys enjoyed this running of Core League Racing. Apparently, this is going on with Joey Stone and that move that he made where he went onto the racetrack at Susie Kelman Pit Road. That could be under investigation. So, who knows? You might see some things come out before we head to Chicagoland. By the way, Ryan, probably if you're not busy, we might want you to come back for another race or two.
Oh boy, you know, I may just have to take you guys up on that offer. You know, like I said, it's been a blast doing this, and I hope the viewers enjoy it. It's a little bit tough because, like I said, I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm going off everybody else's feed. I was watching Darian's pretty much the entire race, and that helped me out a lot because it was barely off of this one, but I've had a blast doing it, and hopefully the viewers enjoyed it.
By the looks of it, they did. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good luck to you, Danny, on next Thursday at Chicagoland. Yeah, nothing else to say. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jett Kraus. So long from the Core League. Congratulations to Joey Stone, your winner in the KL Customs Throwback 250 from Darlington.